sorry. Let's start today with an oli called Wai'anae, but it's not the normal version of it. Oh, sorry. Aloha kako. We'll start today with an oli, as our kupuna did before. This oli is eho mai. Again, it's not the version that we normally sing. It's a shorter version so that we all can gain that confidence of practicing oli in our everyday lives. This chant is actually asking our kupuna, our ancestors, those that came before us. And I speak to all of your spiritualness, whatever that be for you, because we were an inclusive people. And so this oli asks for the understanding that we know not of. The understanding that we need to know in order to ho'omau or to move forward for the betterment of our keiki. And so it also asks for this understanding because we all have different perspectives, different experiences, different understanding. So it's an opportunity for us to understand through listening before we speak. But all of that in aloha, Ike aloha. And so the words are e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai Ike aloha. You know, just listen if you want. You can join along with us. But this is going to be a practice that we will continue here as we move forward. Makoko. Please hanumai, breathe in. Ha, breathe out. Hanu, breathe in. Ha, breathe out. E ho mai e ho mai e ho mai I ke aloha. Mama, ua noa.
So you understand my prayer tonight coming from if you watch the national news, this guy who shot an 11-year-old kid. The kid was going around ringing doorbells 11 o'clock at night. Him and his friend was bored at the party, so and the guy's house, he kept ringing the doorbell. The guy came out on the side, and the kids took off. He shot in their direction. Unfortunately, he hit the kid, and the kid died. Um, at our last town hall with Samantha, them, one of the things they stressed in that meeting is parent involvement. And uh, I don't know how the parents, right? The cops come over to this party, said, "Are you the parents of so and so kid? You gotta come with us." The shooter, finding out he was shooting an 11-year-old. I'm just wondering how he felt. But with all the stuff that goes on in our community, go with that sympathy as we pray. Father, I do pray for that incident on the mainland. Be with the shooter. Help him. Help parents of the kid who was shot and killed. Comfort them. Comfort them all. Comfort their friends and family and community. And again, we ask you to comfort the many in Wai'anae that are still grieving the loss of loved ones, young men and women, Lord, help us in this community to be better parents, better community members, that we will help to build Wai'anae to make it great and safe. Lord, I ask your blessing on our board meeting. Guide us. May our speech be with love. For pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Test. I know this is not on the agenda, but we'd like to take a moment of silence for those who have died, whether they were stabbed, shot, violence. Joel.
Yes, Chair. So in reflection of Mr. Indo and what we've seen on the continent, I've requested a moment of silence for all of 96792 because we've all walked through this over the last couple of years and to recognize the 1 year anniversary this past weekend. So Chair, if we could just take a moment of silence of all of us to give remembrance to those families and strengths to our community as we all try to walk forward with aloha.
Okay, let's bow our heads. Okay, mahalo everyone for taking that moment of silence. Appreciate it. Just a few house rules. If you can silence your phone, please, I would appreciate that. And the restrooms is this way, with women's and men's. There's a water fountain also. If you need to move the chair, please don't drag it. The floors were just waxed. So the library asked, do not drag the chairs. Okay, thank you very much. So item number 5, City Emergency and First Responders Report, HFD.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Doney. I'm a captain at the Wai'anae Fire Station. So as far as our report, the statistics below, the statistics provided below represent confirmed number of incidents in the neighborhood board's geographical area for the previous month. For more details on the incidents and related mapping information, please visit the Fire Response Search tool on our HFT website at fire.honolulu.gov under the News and Info tab. Should you have any questions, please email hftnhb@honolulu.gov. First of all, regarding information previously requested, sorry, I don't have the actual questions, but I just have the answers. So I guess there was a question regarding incident reports. In order to request an incident report, to request the incident report for a specific incident online you can request it at fire.honolulu.gov/requests for information. And I'll give you this so you can take a look at it. And I think there was a question about the state fire marshal. So the answer, the state fire marshal under the Hawaii Department of Law Enforcement will act as a statewide coordinator, advocate, inspector, and enforcer who will oversee the state fire safety protocols, implement fire safety, prevention, and control measures, and collaborate with local agencies and the State Fire Council. The HFD and other county fire departments will remain under local governance. The state fire marshal will also be responsible to ensure that large landowners manage overgrowth and reduce vegetation to help mitigate wildland fire threats, set standards, support law enforcement, and hold landowners accountable. Now going to the incident statistics for August 2025. As far as fires, we had 1 structure fire, 4 wildland brush fires, 10 nuisance fires, and 4 activated fire alarms. There were 139 medical emergencies, 10 motor vehicle collisions, 1 mountain rescue, and 1 hazardous materials incident. As a note, nuisance fires include rubbish fires outside a structure or vehicle. And the fire safety tip for the month is charge into fire safety, lithium-ion batteries in your home. This year, the National Fire Protection Association's Fire Prevention Week campaign works to educate everyone about using these batteries safely. Lithium-ion batteries store a lot of energy in a small place. These batteries can overheat, start a fire, or explode if overcharged or damaged. By learning how to buy, charge, and recycle these batteries safely, you can help prevent a fire in your home. There's a few tips. One is buy only listed products. When buying a product that uses lithium-ion batteries, look for a safety certification mark such as a UL, ETL, or CSA. That means it's important. It meets important safety standards. Charge devices safely. Always use the cords that came with the product to charge. Follow the instructions from the manufacturer. Buy new chargers from the manufacturer or one that the manufacturer has approved. Charge your device on a hard surface. Do not overcharge your device. Unplug it or remove the battery when it's fully charged. Recycle batteries responsibly. Don't throw lithium-ion batteries in the trash or regular recycling bins because they could start a fire. Recycle your device at a device or battery at a safe battery recycling location. Visit calltorecycle.org to find a spot near you. And the HFD is hosting a Fire Prevention Family Event Day on October 4th, 2025 at the Honolulu Zoo from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Bring the family to participate in activities and meet our fire and life safety partners.
Any question from the board?
Yeah, again, question, Chair. Hey, Captain, thank you for coming. Always good to see, have appreciation for HFD. So my question was, this fire at Pu'ea this past Sunday, like, what was the cause of it? Because it was close to our houses, yeah. So
Yeah, sorry, I can't comment on a specific incident, but
when you
that
do, can you
report's-
come back and get?
Yeah, so the best way would be the report's still open too. So the best way to be to get the incident report from the website that I'll give you the paperwork. That'll be the best way to get. Yeah, and you can get the full report as
Okay.
well.
Thank you.
I have a question. When you say hazardous material spill cleanup, what defines hazardous material?
That could be. It's a broad. It's pretty broad. It's may not necessarily be that classic, big spill you're thinking about. It could be like a small spill, like a small container, or like a big, like a semi truck kind of deal. So it's a wide range, but it could, yeah, it's just classified under the same hazardous materials incidents, like anything chemical or biological that could possibly cause a threat to the community that gets accidentally or intentionally released.
Go ahead.
My question is, I noticed there's a lot of dried brush nowadays, recently and stuff like that. I guess my question is the fire break, to create fire breaks up on your properties and stuff like that, or try to talk to the community guys about it. Is there a specific place that we should call, or a certain department that we should be looking at so we can try to formulate something? The reason I ask, my sister lives on 23 acres of the property, and the farm where the farmer guy is using is pretty used, it's always, but the parcels that's far and in between that has these bushes or grass or whatever, so we trying to get out there with the weed eater, but all us guys getting kind of old already, so and they're not can pay if the guys to come, so is there any, I trying to find out if there's any some kind of drawing or schedule or something like that, because I know we have in the community, we have different groups that want to volunteer and do stuff like that. So, if it is somebody that you can
point me to that I can work with and try to see if we can get something remedied.
As far as trying to help create fire breaks for people, or is that
Well,
what
just in general, because up Wai'anae Valley get a lot of farms and stuff like that, and it's all overgrown with the weeds and,
yeah.
when it was raining and then now not raining, so I'm just trying to see if there's some sort of plan or some sort of structure, or, every 5 feet should get one, like one split away from the grass so
Right.
it doesn't jump or something like that.
Yeah, so we try to ask the landowners to have that responsibility of maintaining their properties and having the fire breaks in place. That's there's no real official. Sorry, there's no real official somebody you can talk to that actually specializes in actually building the fireplace. It's more the landowner responsibility.
Any other board? No. Okay, community concerns, go ahead. Go to the mic. State your name, please.
Hello, my Kako. I got a tippy toe for this thing. Pikachu Shelby Billionaire here live. I want to thank the captain for their great work, because the other day when it was burning on fire, thank you, Kako, for bringing it up. Even though we can't get the incident report, which feels poho, I want to thank the team for organizing their crew and everyone so fast with the choppers and stuff, because we know what happened with the other day, the other week, what happened, and people are dying, people are suffering. So I want to do a shout out to your team and everyone else. If I could give you a pay raise, I'm not the mayor, I would, but I would like to ask you if you could bring the fire marshal here to us, because I got issues on the Big Island, with Justin Davis, with human trafficking, right next to another firehouse. But I would like the fire marshal to come here to Wai'anae 96792 so we can address the arson. We know you guys don't investigate, that's the cops' job, but we also got Mike Lambert, Samantha the court, and we can write some bills on Capitol Hill to get some stuff done, working with the Kapuna Council, City Council, and everyone with nonprofits, LLCs together. So I'd like to work collaboratively with you guys together, because you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, as far as bringing the fire marshal here, I can put that in the request. Then we'll see what she says. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see what she says. Yeah.
Any other community member? Nope. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
50. Appreciate it. So I wanted to take a privilege in letting you folks know that when I do the agenda for HFD and HPD, I put the website and the link so that you can go on and look, like he said, if you want more details, extensive information about anything that happened or stats, it's all there. Their page is very extensive and very thorough. Okay, so next up is HPD. Go ahead, HPD.
Hi, good evening, Corporal Corey Makino, District 8 Community Policing. Also online, I have Sergeant Fumi Muraoka and Lieutenant Marina Correa. Crime statistics for the month of August. Motor vehicle thefts, we had 27 in the district, 5 in Wai'anae. Burglaries was 10, and in Wai'anae there was 2. Thefts for the district was 117. And in the Wai'anae area, we had 24. Unauthorized entry into motor vehicle, we had 17 in the district and 5 in the Wai'anae area. Traffic stats, speeding, total 15 citations. Moving violations was 801. Parking violations was 81. And total citations issued was 1,293. Total calls for service for the district was 8,086. Calls in the Wai'anae area was 2,000. To follow on a couple questions or concerns we had last month, I know there was an issue regarding the Pokai Bay restrooms. We spoke with the patrol command, and officers were told to periodically during the day and night make checks. And again, we also encourage the community, if anything suspicious, always just report it, call 911. There was a parking issue on Water Street in which officers were sent out and issued several citations, citations. An event we want to bring up to you guys. We also we're having a coffee with a cop this Friday, September 5th at the Wai'anae McDonald's. We'll be there from 8 to 10 a.m. So come down, have a cup of coffee, speak with officers. We'll be more than welcome to answer any questions that the community has. And other than that, open to any questions, comments, or concerns.
Any questions from the board?
Again, question.
Okay, go ahead, Coco.
HPD, thank you guys for coming out. So my question is, if there's a possibility that I know you can't give me the answers now, but if you can bring back the answers next month. And my question was, how many homicides Wai'anae Moku endured from 2022 up until now? That would be my question. If you guys can get back to me on that next month, I'll be greatly appreciated.
Okay, yeah, we can look into that. So 2022?
Yeah, from 2022 to recent to
Present.
now to
Okay.
2025. How many homicides that we had in Wai'anae Moku? Thank you.
Okay.
Any other board member? Okay, Dina,
I have a question.
go ahead,
Sorry.
Dina.
Aloha, Corporal. I just wanted to know who would be the direct person in Wai'anae's department, I guess, or Kapolei or Wai'anae's Moku, to pass over a subpoena to the 3 police officers that I'm dealing with in court to ensure that they receive and arrive at, oh, that's a conflict of interest. Oh, okay, I apologize about that. Okay. But I can ask who the person is. I can ask them. Okay, I apologize. I'm still learning. Mahalo.
No problem. HPD, can you repeat the McDonald's? The time?
Yeah, it'll be 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. on Friday, this Friday, September 5th.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Any other board member? Okay, community concerns.
Aloha HPD. Rather than making a question, I'll be making a comment because of continued agriculture crimes. I had the Pa'akea feed store called me up over the weekend because they had a crime that happened 3 o'clock in the morning. And I basically told them the agriculture crimes hotline, besides calling 911, of course, we always recognize HPD, but state law enforcement and Department of Agriculture has a hotline. If anybody wants this number, I'll read it out to you right now. It's 808-427-3323. Again, 427-3323. And this is for agriculture tip line, hotline, instead of just all calling 911. So they'll log it in and they'll investigate. So these people just inquired from me because they didn't know what else to do. So I'm just advocating for this and supporting all the agriculture landowners and who supplies us agriculture farmers as well to our feed. They're getting ripped off on whole pallet of grain, 3 o'clock in the morning. So also they've been finding over at the Kunia, my family's contractors' trailers, 2 got stolen. 1 was found on the Kunia agricultural land. They got that back, but there's still 1 more missing. 2 trailers, construction grade. So they're ripping locals off, they're not particular. Whatever makes the money, but the thing is, they're ripping off our local contractors, and that's not good. Okay, that's all I have.
Can you share the phone number? Sorry.
Oh, okay, let me one more time. 808-427-3323.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
All right, thank you, officer. I want to thank you guys for.
Don't forget, state your guy's name now.
All right, Pikachu, Shelby, Kekikolani, Paki, Billionaire, Hana Ho, Uno Mas. One more time, Uno Gaishimasu. So I want to say thank you guys for what you did at Pokai Bay the other day, because the officers came and we discovered living remains Evie Kapuna, and it made the news. But luckily we have the family here, Rep. Chris Moroka, and the officers. We know when you discover an Evie Kapuna on Hawaiian lands, you have to call DLNR. DLNR skipped the parking lot, came in and out and left. We have the officers from the West Side District to thank for that. So I want to thank you guys for a great job, for what you guys did, waiting for DLNR to come back again with SHPD. Shout out to Chief Roddy Vanek. And I want to know and ask, because I'll go to the Honolulu Police Commission tomorrow, can Chief Roddy Vanek come tomorrow, Friday for the coffee and talk? Us people from the West Side will love him because we're #1 in stats, so we can justify, the budget if he's free. Can you ask Chief Roddy? I'm going to ask him tomorrow too, but since you're here, I would like to ask that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we can definitely put in the request to see if he can come out.
Kalei Salcedo. First of all, I want to thank HPD for doing the best that they're doing. And the reason the hotline of agriculture crime, because when it's a private agriculture land, HPD do not have the authority to go there. But Department of Law Enforcement does. So I just want to make that clear. HPD is doing the best they can with the short-handed. So mahalo HPD, and they are collaborating with Department of Law Enforcement. Mahalo.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Any more community concerns? Questions?
Aloha Chair, Board, Aloha HPD. I just wanted to thank the police for their protection of Evie Tupuna when it's exposed, and also for being there to make sure that everything goes well. My only concern was the bike patrol. They were riding on the sand dunes, and I noticed that had eroded more of the area that the Evie was found. So if we can talk to the patrol, we really appreciate them coming into our community, and that was very positive. But going on the sand dunes, we need to avoid that. Mahalo.
Chair, if I can make a comment as well. Mahalo, Uncle Glenn. Corporal, I too wanted to mahalo HPD as well for being on scene, and actually that particular police officer, I can't remember his name, Ikalamai, he was very kind and gentle and saw the need for our kupuna EVs to be put back where they belong. And so I mahalo him for finding a solution so that they are put back where they belong. Mahalo.
Hello. HPD, this is a question for you folks in a direction as well. KL Beach Park, undeveloped site. We have a lot of signage out there, no trespassing per Hawaii Revised Statute, 704-814. That's of what Mr. Glenn Keela has spoken about, uncovering EVs. The entire undeveloped site is EV grounds, and we're trying to much as protecting it, but somebody keep on cutting the cattle gate, and there's four-wheel drives and everything, et cetera, on the KL undeveloped portion. We don't want that happen to our EVs at KLs as well, too, of deterioration of the grounds itself. So please have somebody, HPD, do enforcement on the undeveloped side as well. There is posting signage there, but no enforcement. I appreciate that. We can have the same thing what had to happen at Pukai. Okay, aloha.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Now we
will
go.
pass that on.
Now we go online to
Chair,
Johnny
Chair.
May Perry.
Chair. Oh, online, okay. Sorry.
Thank you, Chair. Johnny May Perry. Thank you, officer, for coming tonight. You know, when the bus drivers put the stop sign out, and I'm not sure if many people are aware of it. So if the bus driver is on Farrington Highway and has its stop sign out while picking up children to go to school, what does that mean for east and westbound traffic? What are the drivers supposed to do when they see the bus stop sign out?
Johnny May, can you clarify, is that city bus or school bus to be specific?
School bus.
Thank
School bus
you.
have the stop sign, yeah. Officer, do you understand my question?
Yeah, the school bus, when the stop sign is out, yeah, traffic is supposed to stop. The driver does that because we have kids that will just run across the street. So as a safety precaution, yeah, so it is a violation and cars are supposed to stop when the sign is out.
Okay, this is westbound and eastbound, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I think the public not aware that the opposite side should stop as well. If possible, when HPD come to the board, if they could give us some school safety tips as far as the mile per hour in the safety in the school zone, if that's possible for next month on forward. But I don't think the public is aware they're supposed to stop on both east and westbound. Thank you, officer. Thank you, Chair.
Welcome.
Thank you, Johnny May. Now we go to Dana online. Dana Newman.
I just wanted to talk about the EV kupuna again, that we have to be mindful that also that climate change is affecting the sand dunes and our shorelines, and that in itself is also causing disruption to EV being exposed. But yeah, I appreciate that the officers did show up. And is that the normal protocol for whenever EV is disturbed? The first line of contact would be the police department.
Would be you guys call us so we can at least secure the scene, but we can make the notifications to DNR. DNR is actually the ones that would handle.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank you, Dana. Go ahead, Nani.
Okay, mahalo. Aloha ho, Corporal. So in regards to Uncle Glenn's comment about the quads, I've been at Pokai numerous times and I've seen HPD doing training there, and they drive for training in that area. And so in that regards, that needs to change. How can we get that to change? You need to find a different spot. Yeah.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, I can pass on that message. I know that they became aware of what was going on. That's why they changed their routes. Yeah, so I'll let them know for future trainings. Yeah, they'll be more aware of what where they're
Appreciate that.
training.
Mahalo.
You guys get for HPD? Go ahead. State your name.
Aloha, blessing Star Dela Cruz. Aloha, HPD. Mahalo for all you things that you have done. I'm in the Nanakuli board, but this concerns the keikis. So I'm asking in this board, is there any update on the Miley Elementary? I know there's no credibility on it, but I also was concerned and wanted to know and knowledge of how you guys handled that situation.
So in regards, I think there was like a threat made. I know,
Yeah,
yeah,
don't-
yeah, so patrol was aware, command was aware of it. I cannot say what actions was taken today, but whenever we get those calls, we do take precaution, and patrol is told to play the area, look for anything suspicious or I guess out of the ordinary. So, but I cannot say what exactly went on today.
Okay, I mahalo you guys on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any more community members in person? Okay. Thank you, HPD. Now we're going to Honolulu Ocean Safety Department.
Thank you for having us here, board, again. I'm going to give you the stats for this month. August. Oh, my name is Kelly Crone. I've been a district captain out here since a long time ago. forever. Macaw Beach, we had an attendance of 25,990 people. We had 4,392 public actions. We've had 5,450 public contacts, and we had 178 minor first aids. Pokai Bay, we had 29,000 attendance. We had 2,585 preventive actions. We had a little over 3,800 public contacts, and we had 137 minor first aids. Kiavula, we had attendance of 24,330. Preventive actions, we had 2,760. Public contact, we had a little over 3,000. We had one resuscitation, and we had 116 minor first aid. Our rescue, we have 2 rescue skis in our district. One patrols from Miley Point to the north side of Honolulu Harbor, and the other one is from Pokai Bay to the end of the island. Actually, almost over to Mokulia sometimes. They rescued a sailboat in distress on the rocks at the harbor. Also, a little bit before that, we had a boat grounded at Lailai. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a 20-foot vessel. We couldn't get it off. I think eventually they chopped it in thirds and it disappeared somehow. Macaw Beach, we did get a new tower. If you guys haven't seen it, the new towers, I think, are about 8 inches taller than the old towers. I did move the tower a little bit forward. If the surf does get big, I have a big truck. I can pull the tower back to south. We won't lose any towers. And we're kind of just prepping for winter. I forgot to mention in the last time that when we did have the tsunami, we were to thank HPD and HFD for clearing the beaches for us. And we're kind of developing a new plan of action for the next. Hopefully, we'll never get another one, but we're gonna work on a plan of action for the next one.
Go ahead, anybody in person. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Captain, really appreciate you guys, first responders. So my question was, how you guys gathered the number of figures, like 24,000 at Kiavula and all that?
So we have daily log sheets, and then we input them on our end, and then it goes to a database at our headquarters, and then they input it. So hopefully, not later, but sooner. I believe there's Hanama Bay, as they call it, a watchtower, and it's an iPad, and it's instant. It's instantaneous. Everything. If there's an accident, it goes to the medical examiner. It has real-time data. It will show
Awesome.
you everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. And then my last question, when we had that first big south swell, yeah,
We're
and
busy. Yeah.
so going on Farrington, the waves came over, yeah, and
Yeah.
going towards Nanakuli, and actually went push on one barrier, on cement barrier out on the road. So I know we're almost ending south swells, but then we get
Yeah.
the winter swells coming. So we really appreciate you guys. Mahalo.
That was a busy swell. Yeah.
I just have a question. What kind of educational pieces do you folks do within the schools, particularly our high
We're
school?
gonna do Wai'anae Career Day, I believe.
Nice.
And we do some intermediate schools and elementary schools swim safety, ocean safety. But as soon as we get our dates for Wai'anae, we'll let you know.
Do you offer any kind of training for high school kids that may want to take?
Not right now, but I'm sure one day we will.
Let's try to make that happen.
Yeah, and I will get you guys our website. Yeah, okay, I'll get it for sure.
Just because we have the HFD and HPD so that people can click on and find the information they need.
I'll
Thank you.
email it to you. Is that okay?
Okay, yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. Any other questions? Come up to the microphone.
Pikachu, Shelby, Kikurlani Billionaire back again. We're live streaming on Kikurlani on Facebook, Legendary Billionaire on Instagram for everyone who's no one watching on Little TV. Captain, I just want to ask you one question. It's an easy answer. So you know what happened on Thursday when Wai'anae Moku Kapuna Council, we have live people from the board, from the Kapuna Council, from the Ohana, and Mr. Glenn Keeler here is with the family because we found a Evi Kapuna. For those that know the Hawaiian ancestral bones, and a skull was produced. Could you do something to help us protect that area? And the backstory, if nobody told you, didn't see my YouTube or Facebook Live, it was some Filipino chick that was trying to build a trench next to the tree. I did not live stream that shot because I didn't want people to niele and mahoe that spot. But Hawaii News Now did it wrong and still did it and never interviewed us, the Kapuna Council, the neighborhood board, Abraham K. Roder, Kamehameha. So I'm trying to ask you from the ocean safety as the captain, can you work with Ohana and our neighborhood? Because we're always there at Pokai Bay all the time so we can protect us because you know there's going to be more.
We definitely can mark it off and, but I think it'd be more of an HPD thing to keep people away. We can't enforce stuff. That's, we can mark it. Yeah, we can mark it with caution tape. That's about the best I think we could get. Yeah.
Can you provide contact info, whether it's phone, email?
Definitely. I'll give you my phone and my email. Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, not the card.
Any other questions from in person? Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Okay, so now we're going to board business. Sorry, Board of Water Supply, BWS. We don't like pass you by.
Okay. Good evening, board members. Koa Ihilo with the Board of Water Supply. Glad to report last month, August, we had no main breaks in the area. General water announcements. We have Imagine a Day Without Water event. Bring the entire Ohana for this year's annual Imagine a Day Without Water Day, a free family-friendly event on Saturday, September 20th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Windward Mall Center Court. During the event, learn about the One Water concept and why water is essential to every part of life. Explore interactive displays from over 20 city, state, and community organizations. Enjoy hands-on activities, prize giveaways, including a 45-gallon barrel and much more. Find out more at www.boardofwatersupply.com/OneWaterHawaii. Last meeting, I forget brother's name over there by the door. Yeah. His concern was a waterway up Wai'anae Valley Road, just past Angels Towing. I kind of have a general idea of where it is, but generally speaking, Board of Water Supply doesn't, unless a water main broke and damaged the road, then we kind of take care of it. From what I remember him saying was there was pipes under the road to divert an existing stream of water that's been blocked and coming over the road and causing a hazard. I'd have to check on it, but I don't think that's actually our responsibility. Okay. Okay, so that is ours then. Okay. Okay, I'll check on that. Okay, so that's past the Kaala Farms cutoff. Okay, okay. Okay. I'll have that checked out. Thank you.
Okay, board, go ahead, board.
Hey, Koi. So my question, when you brought up about that day at Windward Windward Mall, Imagine a Day Without Water. So has BWS or Board of Water have you folks reached out to the Navy? You know, that would be good if you could reach out to the Navy for be there to imagine a day without water for what, you know, they have done at Kapukaki. So I would really have the higher ups to, you know, just push the issue that they should be there. Because, you know, we wouldn't be imagining really a day without water if they was taking care of the Kuleana.
Right.
If I would really appreciate that if you could be that voice, Mr. Hilo. Right on.
I'll report that to my higher ups. Kathleen. Thank you,
Oh,
Kathleen.
yeah, you guys could send on. So when is it? When is it?
September 20.
Oh, shucks, it's like a couple
That's a
weeks.
Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Wouldn't, oh, shucks. We could get one petition or something. We get the Navy. Okay, right on.
Anybody else in person? Okay, we have Dina online. Dina, go ahead.
So I had a concern. There's I guess a water station up in the forest reserve, and there was a water spigot that was there, but they removed the turn on valve. The Board of Water Supply removed the turn on valve. Is there a way that we can get the water valve back on so that there is access by the public to some of that water? And the reason is just because if there's an emergency if there's an emergency in the area, how does one access Vai if there's no, because it existed up until a few months ago.
Thank you, Board Member Newman. This is Kathleen Pahinui. Thank you, Board. Appreciate your time. We did put the spigot back on at the request of former Chair Philip Ganaban for the hunters, and we worked with him to get it because there had been a spigot there for years. The issue is people leave it running, and we didn't charge anybody for that. We did it as a community service. The problem is somebody left it running and almost ran out of water in one of our pumps. And if that had happened, we would not have been able to fill that reservoir. And that would have meant the community wouldn't have had water. So my boss, Mr. Ernest Lau, the manager and chief engineer, made the decision that at this time we cannot have the spigot there because if people are going to leave it running or not close it, then we're going to have an issue with that. So that was why we didn't replace it. Thank you.
Sorry, is there no sensor to determine if it's running and somebody to go to the area to do regular maintenance of whether or not it's on?
Well, it could
And
perhaps
the
over
other
the
thing is,
weekend.
in terms of the turn-off valve, is there not a push style where it goes off by itself?
We looked into that and somebody actually broke it to keep it running.
Okay, so how do
Thank
we resolve the issue so that there is some level of security for individuals that may run into a problem, such as a hiker that might be dehydrated?
Yeah, I can take it back to Mr. Lau, but at this time, because of what had happened, all I can do is ask.
Yeah, mahalo.
Thank you.
Okay, now Johnny May Perry online. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Kathleen, wow.
Hello.
The power lady is here tonight. Thank you for coming. Two questions for you. Whatever happened to Oahu sugar water that the sugar cane in Kapolei? And it was sugar cane before fuel when Oahu sugar was in production. Whatever happened to that water, or did it belong to Campbell Estate? And second question is, on the August 26th meeting on the watershed, it was mentioned that Wai'anae will have the desalination water. In time, can you bring us a sample what it tastes like if we are forced to have that water instead of fresher water? Thank you, Kathleen.
Okay, thank you. First of all, this desal water, that plant won't be online for about 2 or 3 years. And the water is going to Campbell Industrial Park first to see how it does with industrial uses before we ever put it into a system to deliver it to the people. Because we want to make sure, as you pointed out, that whatever we do matches the water that's in there. So it's a pilot project right now. And then I'll check on the Oahu sugar water, but my guess that was irrigation water. And I'm not sure what happened to the irrigation ditches, but we'll ask and find out.
Okay, Cross online. Go ahead, Cross.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you much, Kath. Always a pleasure seeing you folks from BWS. Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for your work. And then I wanted to add on to the note of the security for the spigot. Yeah, if you guys could please look into that. But also, I just wanted to encourage our neighbors that if we see people damaging property, the government wants to be mindful of taxpayer money too. But as neighbors, we can also be mindful of taxpayers' money by not damaging public property that we, the taxpayers, are going to have to also contribute to paying and, um, you know, renewing it, recovering, reconstructing it, whatever the case may be. But thank you guys for your time. Mahalo.
Okay, go ahead, Joe.
Good evening, Kathleen.
Aloha.
So my concern goes along the lines of, fires and potential fires. And we've been very blessed not to have a major fire in Makaha Valley since about 2018. And I've brought this up to you before. My concern is the motorcycles and the electric bikes that continuously go up into the valley, sometimes 10 at a time. And, not only do I hear the concerns from the hunters that sometimes they can't hear the electric bikes, as well as Numo pig, because these vehicles tend to scare off the animals. But it's a major concern with some of our longtime hikers up into the valley that have been hiking up there for the last 40 years. And their concerns with individuals cutting new pathways, we assume, for those vehicles up in the valleys. I've heard a story where a sandalwood has been cut down up there. And as you know, they go all the way to the top of the ridge. It's just very concerning with their engines and whatnot. So I have seen an increase in the valley, and I'm hoping that at some point in time, we can have better educational components out there as to being mindful as community members that it's just not pono to take those vehicles up into the mountainous areas.
Oh, I
So-
completely agree with you, and I apologize. That has been on my desk to deal with. It's, as we've discussed, it's a very difficult issue, how to catch them, how to educate them, and I haven't come up with the way to do that yet, but I'll give you a call and let's talk some more. But on the wildfire, I'd like to announce tonight, we did have a meeting with some city folk the other day, and Clay from UH, Clay Trowernick, some of you may know him. And we are going to be looking at doing a wildfire management plan for Makaha Valley. So we can make sure, and that will include all of you in this room. We'll be doing community outreach and things. And when that came up, I was thinking about the e-bikes because that could be one way, hopefully, that we can deal with that issue. But thanks for bringing that up, Joe. I appreciate it.
So could you let the community know how much acreage in Makaha Valley that Board of Water Supply
You would ask me that.
owns or? Well, I mean,
A lot. We own most of the valley, I believe, or a good chunk of it. So we have a very high responsibility and stewardship. So we want to, Ernie, when we were meeting, he saw this. He actually talked to me about this offline about doing the wildfire management plan and kind of taking that next step because he said this is our responsibility. We need to take care of that. So.
Aloha, Kalei Salcedo. We have a solution. I mean, you folks have a big surrounding, I know, with the water supply. So the e-bikes and the motorcycles and, there's other issues on your folks' property that you folks manage it. Put signs out there. No e-bikes, no this. But please do not put the tag on taxpayers. Water supply get enough mula from us already. Mahalo.
Thank you, Clay. We've put up like a lot of signs and we pay for them ourselves. But we put it up. Unfortunately, what happens is people come along and they actually take them down, and it's really sad. But we'll keep doing it. We'll keep trying. Thank you.
Help her with that mic.
Aloha, my name is Muriel Iwani. I live up Wai'anae Valley. And on my property, I have 56 acres. And what I wanted to say, that I have only a 3/4 inch water line. And I'm asking for a meter up on the Hawaiian home side. I live on a Hawaiian home side. And there's so much complaints about our property being hazardous to the Hawaiian homes. So I tried my best. I hire people to cut all the grass away from Hawaiian homes. Now I have complaints about our kiawe in the, hanging over like umbrellas, they're saying. So I try my best, and I know I went call Kathleen 3 times, and I never get no answer. So I just, yeah. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I called 3 times. I needed help, but I never get your help. So I just like know what bottled water supply can help us with.
Anybody else in person? Okay.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say like mahalo for doing the event. Oh, aloha, my name is Lina Suzuki. Mahalo for doing the event at Windward Mall, but I was wondering if there was any way of doing these type of educational events on the west side. Where in West Side would you like to do it? Okay, sounds good to me.
Mikey, and whoever else, the public, when you come up and say a mana'o comment, address the chair. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Hello, Michael William, Capolino Eli. About the water, about the spigot being on. I mean, it's easy to put a sign, but people can read. Saying that, turn off the water. Don't leave it on. Put something up there, because never have nothing for years. That water was on for a long time. Like, I mean, I've been hunting for pretty long. I'm 48 years old. I've been in the mountain, no water for drink. I gotta bring plenty water up in the mountain. I gotta buy them, you know what I mean? I would Kanaka, you know what I mean? I take care of the Punana Ula. We stay managing the place with Kala Farm, the fire mitigation. They're making a reservoir up there. We try to help them. We together now. We stay together now. So yeah, we need the water up there for hikers and the hunters. I mean, just put one sign. It's only easy. Then, if they jam up, then turn them off. You know what I mean? Then, I mean, only easy for put one sign. That's all it is. Just put one sign. That's all we need. I mean, for years that thing was on, and even what is his name? The lifeguard, Dennis. He paddled his bike, so he get only one water bottle, one small one. He paddled his bike all the way up to the table, and he come back down, and hopefully he can fill them up. He don't, cause no more water, and that's his exercise. That's his routine, every day. Retired captain, lifeguard. I'm not only saying for myself. I seen like for the old school, Pastana. You know what I mean? They're all old school guys. They all the hikers. Steve, them, all the hiking crew that take care of the mountain trails like that in Wai'anae. Because they come up like 10 strong. Yeah, but okay, hello.
Put sign. Okay, we got you. Anybody else in person for BWS? Okay, mahalo for your time. Appreciate it.
Just last part in parting, I have flyers for the event at Windward Mall.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave them on the table over there.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, so now we're moving on to board business. Establishment and appointment of board committee chair and vice chair for transportation. So I had Uncle Richard Lanford volunteer to take that on as the chair. So I just want to confirm with you, yes. Give him the mic so can hear.
Yes, I'll accept it, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And then, do we have anyone who wants to be vice chair to support Uncle? Vice chair for transportation.
Yeah, if you take me, Uncle, I'll vice chair with you.
Okay, so Kaka'ohu is volunteering to be Uncle's vice chair. Thank you, Kaka'ohu. So moving on to next item, 6.2, approval of meeting minutes for July 1st.
Chair. I'd like to make a motion to push July's to next month, if you don't mind. I probably have like 30 corrections to the minutes. These minutes were provided through AI, unfortunately, and then Jeff revised them. So if everybody can go online and review them again, since it wasn't mailed out due to cost savings, yeah. So a motion to move the approval of Tuesday, July 1st, 2025 till next month, the minutes. Endo.
Okay, then approval for meeting minutes on Tuesday, August 5th, 2025.
I'll motion to approve the minutes for August 5th, 2025.
Your motion.
Second.
Thank you for that. Any discussion?
I have some discussion, Chair. Correction. So I have a correction on number 3, first page, election of officers. Correct the word voice, which is written as vice vote. Sure, we get vice. Can we correct on page number 3? And I believe we elected as Hawaiian Affairs Chair, Kokoo'ohu, and Newman as his vice chair. Is that correct? Because
That's correct.
we actually voted as co-chairs. Is that still okay? So we actually did co-chairs for that committee. And I want to say those are the only 2 corrections I have, Chair. So I'll revise my motion to approval of the meeting minutes for August 5th, 2025 with stated corrections.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, next one is special joint meeting with Nanakuli Ma'ili Neighborhood Board, Tuesday, September 23 at 7 p.m., location to be determined. It's the resolution on Mount Ka'ala, Kamananui project, the gondolas and zip lines. So can I get a motion to approve that we do a joint meeting with Nanakuli Ma'ili Neighborhood Board?
I make a motion. Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, so at that meeting, so the representations from Kukia Ikala are gonna be there. Okay, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah. This is just for us to participate with them because what is her name? Malia. Malia Augustin contacted me and so, yeah, I said, yeah, I'll put it before the board for, okay. So so calling for the question. Okay. So everyone's in agreement to participate? Online? Cross Dana?
Yes.
Chair,
Yes.
when are we gonna find out, yeah, the location?
As
When are
soon
they gonna
as-
contact you?
Yes. 'Cause-
Augustine is gonna contact you on that. So, do you have a deadline for her to contact you, Tita?
The
Chair?
So date and time is already confirmed, just the place. She's on the hunt to look for a place.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, we in one motion that's why I trying to get that done. We have to finish the motion first. Okay, so you making the motion, Kauko, and then Lanford second, and then all in favor. Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Motion carries. Go ahead.
Chair, I just wanted you, aloha, Jermaine Myers. I don't represent the Nanakuli Neighborhood Board, but I'm here as a community member, but also to share on the board side. So when we have a special meeting, and just because you guys are all here, I just wanted to bring it up. We don't have Olelo, okay? So we don't have microphones. We don't have Olelo. We don't even have NA to take minutes. So between the two boards, somebody has to take minutes. So that has to be deciphered between the two boards. Who's going to take the minutes? So either be myself. I think, Joe, are you the secretary? Who's the secretary for this board? Who? Nani. So either be, or we both can take minutes accordingly and then compare notes.
According to Malia, we would work that out to have all of that solidified. So
Okay.
everyone knows their positions and what they're going to be doing at that meeting.
Since we don't have Olelo and since it is such an important meeting for public understanding of the issue, may I ask Pikachu, or can we maybe propose that Pikachu come and videotape as he does? And I don't know if NCO would post a special meeting. This is brand new. We haven't had a joint meeting. So that's why I'm here to just ask about it, because it's such a short timeline. Many of us are busy in our normal lives as far as board members. And so I'm just trying to get the logistics ironed out to assist the chairs.
Aye.
Mahalo.
Hikino, yeah, Chair, in a sense of transparency, yeah, you should have, sorry, Kalamai.
So this is in regards to the recent special meeting that happened with the initial issue. So to answer the question earlier, the location is pending based off the response from the board today, which of course is to participate, which now Chair Wai'anae and Chair Augustin will collaborate, find a location. An agenda will be made and mailed out to both the Wai'anae and Nanakuli Maili Neighborhood Board mailing lists. As far as recording, video recording, minutes, things of that nature, it is on the responsibility of the board, like Jermaine alluded to. For minutes, both boards collaborate on it. Both boards will do their own fair share of edits before a set of minutes will be mailed to the mailing list. It would be included in the regular mailouts for approval. So it would be the same as how it was tonight. Just it would be, instead of regular board meeting minutes, it'd be special meeting minutes for approval. With recording and posting, I'm not entirely too sure if people are familiar with our YouTube. The one that was done with the original topic was posted on our YouTube. So if the special meeting is recorded and it is substantial enough audio and video quality for us to post, we would go about posting that. But that's only if the video and audio quality is substantial enough. If it's not, then of course, then there would be video. It just wouldn't be on our Neighbor Commission Office YouTube page. The difference is with the one that happened with the original issue, there was months of planning, months of preparation and with the amount of boards that were there present, we were able and fortunate enough to get Olelo to record and be there present to record everything. But that's just kind of answering every single question that came up in that span of a few minutes. Is there anything else that you guys would like me to clarify?
Yeah, Jeffrey. So for the mail outs, is that coming out of our budget too?
Okay, so with the mail outs, I know it's a very common misconception that the board has a set budget. So the board doesn't have a set budget for when it comes to mail outs. We try to limit our carbon footprint and make the most of our resources. So when it comes to mailing out those special meeting minutes, when it comes time for them to go out for approval, it would be the regular board meeting agenda, the meeting minutes for the regular board meeting, and the meeting minutes for that special meeting. That would all go in one single mail out at the same time.
Because I love Uncle Kelvin.
Chair, point of clarification.
Go ahead.
Jeffrey, so you were saying that Olelo had, with that other joint meeting, is it too short of a deadline to get Olelo's permission, or the videographers to video our meeting?
I'm not entirely too sure. I know that the turnaround for the date is September 23rd, which is just a few weeks. What I can do is I can take the request back with the board electing to participate tonight and see what we can do, but it's not a guarantee.
Okay.
But I will put the request and see if it is a possibility for us to do that.
That would be awesome.
And if pending the answer, I can, since I'm the NA for both boards, I can just shoot out an answer to all the board members. That way everyone's aware of what's going on.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff.
You open on the 23rd.
Okay, so moving along, next agenda item is military official report. Army Rep, Lieutenant Colonel, online, go ahead. If you're talking, you're muted, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, sorry about that. And aloha board and community members. I still am having some issues with my camera. I apologize for that, but I'll be short this evening. I just have one update, and that is the upcoming Joint Pacific Multinational Readiness Center training. That'll happen towards the end of October into November. And there'll be a rise, we expect a rise in the increase of traffic and noise. The planning is not complete on it yet, so on October 7th, I'll have some specific details for you all with timing and location of training events. But wanted to get that on your meeting notes that there will be some training late in October. And then lastly, we have a new community concern line with the U.S. Army Garrison Hawaii here at Schofield Barracks. If anyone has any questions or concerns, that number is 808-787-1528. And that is all I have for you this evening. I appreciate you having me again, and I will stand by for any questions.
Any questions from the board?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Hey, thank you, Army, for showing up every month. My question is,
State your name.
oh, this is board member Kaukohu Wahilani. My question is, does the Army or any department of the military has a set air flight pattern? Because I've been living up Puya from 1977, and it just seems randomly where we get those big helos flying over like 1 o'clock in the morning. So, and to my understanding, well, to normal air traffic, you can't fly over really residential areas. So my question was for the military on that. Is there a set flight plan when you folks fly, over residentials, especially up Wai'anae Valley? That's my question.
Yes, sir. That is a good question. My sense is that they probably do have pre-approved flight routes. But what I'll do for you is I will find out for sure what they are, and come back on the 7th and update you all at the next meeting.
I appreciate that.
I think I can get you the detailed flight patterns and where they're at by next month.
Yeah, and the timing too, sir, because there's times like multiple times like 1 o'clock, sometimes 2 o'clock, in the morning. Yeah, so
Absolutely, yes, sir. I got that concern down, and I'll follow up with you. Thanks for that question.
thank you.
Okay, Dana online, go ahead, Dana.
Hi, Dina Newman. The question to military is, in your inventory, do you have any cultural artifacts that came out of the Wai'anae Moku in your current inventory? And how do we begin to build a process of taking responsibility to have those items either given back to community or allow community members to go and visit with those artifacts?
Sir, Mr. Dana, I appreciate that question. That I don't know. And I will have to get back to you on that one. I just want to see if I got it right. Your concern is, or question is, if we have any current Hawaiian cultural artifacts in our inventory, and then the second part is how can we get them back with the population?
Yes, specific to the Wai'anae Moku or the Wai'anae district. And what is the process for requesting those items to be repatriated back into a community?
Okay, yes, Mr. Dana, I appreciate that. I will come back to you next month. I don't know on that one.
Okay, anybody else in person?
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good to see you, Pikachu Shelby Billionaire. I can't see you, but you can probably see me. I want to say thank you for your service. Every year we go through trainings and programs. I want to help blend the community with the military, with our Kapuna Council, with the neighborhood board, because we want to have an honest conversation. But I feel like we can't come together. If we're going to basic training, we're not going to send the troops out to war if they can't handle basic. But we can't break bread. We got to follow Jesus to build that camaraderie first. So I want to ask you if we can do an open like barbecue in Pokai Bay, bringing all of us together so we can work out these issues. Offline, probably off camera, but Pikachu wants to challenge you to volleyball or something, and the Army as well, because I'm Air Force, baby. Chihu, can you send up the command? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pikachu. We may have some pretty good volleyball players, but I can't promise anything.
Okay, we have no more online and in person. Thank you, sir, for your time. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel. Appreciate your time. Okay,
Thank you,
now
Board.
moving on. Okay, now moving on to presentations. We have the Walk, Bike, Drive program and online, and we have Paula Bender.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me, Chair. I have a video, so I would like to share my screen. And let me see. Yeah,
You
please.
share screen capabilities. He allowed you to share screen.
Okay, I'm just trying to find where. Oh, I found it. I found it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Bear with me. Thank you.
Okay, Paula, in the meantime, while you're figuring out how to share your screen, I wanted to put something on the record just that I didn't mention earlier about the special meetings. Special meetings don't necessarily have to be recorded, but minutes do have to be done to accurately represent what happened in the meeting. So in the event that Olelo cannot be there, the minutes are going to be a complete, accurate reflection of the special meeting. Just wanted to make sure I put on the record, they don't necessarily have to be recorded.
Sorry, nobody can go out that side door. That's an emergency door. I was warned. That's why we blocked it. You know, the back door. Just FYI. Okay, thank you.
And then, Paula, if you need some help walking through the process on the share your screen, do you need some help?
Yes, sir. Yes, Jeffrey. Thank you.
No problem. So for this, do you see the emblem at the bottom of your screen? It's a little rectangle with an up arrow in it.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to click on that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to see a few different windows. One should be where your share screen content is, and you'll be able to share the video that way.
Okay, it's asking me to open my system preferences, and that's my confusion.
Okay, no worries. Do you have the link for your video?
Yes.
If you wouldn't mind dropping that video link in the chat, I can share screen for you.
Okay, would be perfect. Just give me
That
a
way
minute,
I'll
please.
play it, and then following the video, you can explain what the video is about and everything.
Oh, definitely. It even has sound, so hold on. I'll be sending that right to you.
Thank you.
I'm going to call a brief recess right now.
That's
Hawaii
it, thank
Bicycling
you.
League's Walk, Bike, Drive presentation encourages road users to drive with Aloha. The Walk, Bike, Drive program is funded by an HDOT grant to highlight the importance of pedestrian and bicycle safety on Hawaii's roads. Whether we walk, bike, or drive, safety is everyone's responsibility. The Vulnerable Road Users Law is part of a broader effort to enhance safety on Hawaii's roadways by addressing the risks faced by those traveling outside of motorized vehicles, such as pedestrians and cyclists. So far in 2025, the entire state has more than doubled its traffic fatalities over 2024. The average number of traffic deaths from 2014 through 2024 included 28 pedestrians, nearly 28 motorcycles and mopeds, 4 bicycles, and nearly 44 motor vehicles. Whether on foot, on a bike, or in a vehicle, commuters are a traveling ohana. We recognize license plates, stickers, and company logos. We merge with a wave, or better yet, a shaka. And when there is a crash, we learn just how close we are to each other. Here are a few things to keep in mind when sharing the road with cyclists. Respect the green bike boxes. That gives bicyclists a head start on a narrow section to reach the bike lane. Remember, when in a crash, the cyclist will always be more vulnerable no matter who was right legally. When passing, allow for 3 feet between your vehicle and a cyclist, even if it means waiting a few seconds to do it safely. Share when you see sharrows, which are placed where cyclists cannot safely drive on the shoulder of the road. What are cyclists telling you? Understand the road signals used by cyclists. Left arm pointed down or right arm behind back means a cyclist is stopping. Left arm outstretched means a cyclist needs to switch to the left lane or to make a left turn. Left arm pointed up or right arm outstretched indicates the cyclist is making a right turn. At a recent NOAA Hurricane Awareness meeting, HBL Executive Director Travis Council provided another reason bicycles make sense. During and following an emergency weather event, a human-powered bicycle is most reliable, especially if power outages persist, the internet is down, and roads are blocked to motor vehicles. Everyone has the right to be safe on Hawaii's roads. This precept in Hawaiian law originated with King Kamehameha I in 1797. The law was added to the state constitution in 1978. Please, kokua, make the right decisions. Driving with aloha means everyone has a great day. Please send your comments or questions to Walk Bike Drive Coordinator Paula Bender at paula@hbl.org. Mahalo.
Thank you, Paula. Any board members have a question? Go ahead.
I have a question. Paula, what is your coordination efforts with our DOE schools along our coastline? Especially the
Well, we do the fourth graders in the public schools and some private schools. And that's pretty much the extent of it. What it is 1 week, like 5 days, couple of hours in the mornings. Actually, if we do 2 schools, there might be a school in the afternoon. And that's been going on for quite some time. The thing about HBL, Hawaii Bicycling League, so we have so many educational videos and outreach efforts being made. And we are just now, well, we have some e-bike training videos on YouTube as well. I was assigned this to help protect bicyclists and pedestrians, our vulnerable users. But as a cyclist, I'm finding myself sharing the bike lane with mopeds and e-bikes and scooters. And well, yesterday we reached the 57th traffic fatality on Oahu. So when you see your e-bikes and mopeders doing tricks and wheelies while you're all driving together on the road, well, guess who the vulnerable rider is? They're the vulnerable riders. And if you're in a vehicle and you hit one of them who is making all these crazy tricks, it might be that you will be responsible for more penalties and more fines. So I really feel like vulnerable users could be somebody behind the wheel watching something crazy going right outside the window of their car. And, you have to be so much more careful these days. I think that maybe people who sell electric vehicles, electric bikes, should somehow require some kind of training for the purchasers. And that I know will have to be achieved through legislation.
Any other questions from the board?
Chair,
ahead.
thank you. Paula, I've ridden Harley Davidsons for about 50-something years, and we know when you go down on a highway, 85% of it is you're going to die. These kids that's riding these e-bikes without any protection, we go out with chaps and vests, and some of us smart guys use helmets and stuff, and the proud ones are the guys that want to show off themselves. They don't. But I'm so disappointed because I see the danger of one of these girls, especially as they learn how to ride and they get more courageous, they start going faster and faster and faster at 30 miles an hour, and you hit anything with no protection, 80% of the time you're going to die, or you're going to be so critical that you're going to wish you was dead. And I've seen 6 or 7 of my friends pass away like that, So my question is it possible for you guys to somehow sit down with somebody that can persuade HPD to come out with some sort of classes? They used to have JPO classes where, you know, the elementary kids would learn about safety being not only directing the people to cross the street, but what would happen should somebody not stop and run over the kids and stuff like that. And I think you guys, I've been waiting for somebody to come down this side because I see you guys on a AMPO meeting almost every month, and I hear a lot about what's happening with the complete streets.
Yes.
However, in Wai'anae, complete streets may not work because of the type of traffic, the type of drivers we have that needs to get from here to town, not from A to B. you
Uncle
know?
Lanford,
So-
can you state your question? 'Cause
Yeah,
we're 2
so
minutes.
can you at least try to formulate something? I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Ledford. I will tell HBL, my superiors there about this. Yeah, I have to agree with you. When I've gone to other meetings, people will talk about how they call the cops and nobody shows up, but the police are, as you probably know, as a rider, they're not supposed to pursue. So when somebody makes a call about kids on the road acting nuts, if by the time they get there, they're gone. And, you can't ask a person who's driving a car to take a picture.
Okay.
Maybe a passenger could.
Thank you, Paula. I have one more person.
Hello, Paula. My name is Austin Salcedo. I just have a quick question. I need to enlighten because you had mentioned in your presentation about Kamehameha splinter law. What is your interpretation on that law made by King Kamehameha? And because I see HPD and the state law enforcement trying to convey and symbolize their splinters, the paddles on their signal. So what is your interpretation of the Kamehameha paddle law?
Well, I know that King Kamehameha was getting beaten up and by two guys, and I don't know if no one came to help him or what happened there, but he made a law that said that it was against the law to abuse elderly or not treat the elderly after an injury, children, other people who cannot defend themselves, and that everybody should have the right to proceed peacefully about their day, going from point A to point B, Wai'anae to town.
So basically it was
That was-
prevention, not enforcement of his ways.
No, so the Mamalohoe kind of like, yeah,
Coco
well, I just wanted, sorry, I wanted to put just.
Yeah, I know, but he having one conversation with her and then, so Paula, are you finished with your explanation about King Kamehameha?
Yes, ma'am. That's Tony.
Okay. So Kaka'ohu, you can go ahead and explain your portion of what you
Okay,
know.
sorry,
in
Chair.
regards. No, you're fine.
So the Mamalohoe Kanawai was one of the first laws that Kamehameha Paea had implemented in the kingdom. And that was because like he came into another village and he was a stranger to that village. So these fishermen, they attacked him. Yeah. But they would let him live. And so through that he had seen, but because they didn't know, they thought that he was coming for actually pillage the village. Yeah, but that wasn't the case. So he had set that law so that and it was enforced. Because if you break that law, you die. So that was so it became Mamalohoe Kanawai so that no kupuna or women and children would be accosted, that they could just stay on any roadway, on a path without getting molested or accosted. So that, and it came in, and then it was implemented into the Hawaiian Kingdom Constitution, then became revised, and it's in the Hawaii State Constitution.
So it's preventive, not enforcement.
It was enforced at the time of the making of Kanawai Mamalahoe. Yeah, so I don't know if it's enforced now, but at the genesis of that law, of that kanawai, it was enforced by death.
Okay, so can we move on from that one? Because that's
you
not
for the
something we
educational
can
right.
answer anyway if it's being enforced, because you know the past. Okay, go ahead.
Aloha Chair and members. My name is Deborah King and I am a resident in Chinatown. And I would like to make a comment that I have actually seen bicyclists riding with their dogs and walking their dogs while they're riding their bike. So we need to add that into the education and also the wheelies that I've heard about, they're happening all over the island, and the police cannot enforce that because they actually have to visually see it happening. So I just want to make those things because I see this happening all over town, and especially with no protective headgear and other things. So we need to get bicyclists and everybody to follow protocol for protective headgear. They wear flip-flops for bicycles. All right, thank you.
Thank you. One more, okay.
Mahalo, Chair. Mahalo, Paula, for your presentation. My questions are focused on the Bicycle League and your initiatives, both legislation as well as what programs or initiatives that you have coming out of the Bicycle League as it relates to e-bikes and school buses, the issue of school buses. So to make my point, when it comes to e-bikes, legislation was passed by legislator earlier this year. Unfortunately, the governor had vetoed it. My concern as a community member is that in order for a student to get a license, they can't get a license or an actual full license until they're age 17 after going through the permitting process. So they have to get education on driving a vehicle from age 14, 15, 16 permit. They only can get a full license at age 17. So now education-wise, to go on a high-speed vehicle, which I consider an e-bike, a high-speed form of transportation or whatever you want to call it. It's not a vehicle, but it's a form of, it can cause an accident, it can create a pedestrian incident, etc., because it's at a high speed. There's no sound. When we hear a moped, we can hear it coming. We can't hear an e-bike coming. So that's my concern, day or night. So what is the Bicycle League doing in order for legislation to pass again? Also to advocate with the governor, why did he veto the e-bike legislation that passed earlier this year in legislature? And part two is, with our buses, we're having issues with getting bus drivers. Therefore, in my days when I was going in school, we caught the bus which stopped in your community and took you right into the campus of the school, high school, elementary, etc. Now with the shortage of bus drivers, our keiki are being told to ride the city bus. And then now they become pedestrians out on the public, on Farrington Highway. They don't get dropped off in the campus. They gotta walk from the bus stop into the campus.
Sorry, Jermaine, your 2 minutes is up.
Okay.
But can you get to the questions?
I already asked her, what is the league doing I started with my questions. So I'm just giving you the background of why those questions are important to me. So what is the league doing?
Go ahead, Paula.
Or have done?
The council, Travis Council, our director, when we found out that the governor vetoed it, we were opposed to that. And I believe there's a rep from the governor's office there this evening who could probably address this better than I would. But HBL is going to keep pressuring for this kind of legislation. Yes, I did see that today they were telling parents want their kids to walk to school more or ride the bus to school more. I didn't know if it was because they wanted parents to stop driving so much, reducing the carbon footprint sort of thing. But yeah, we have a really serious problem, and HBL is always at the lead of pushing for the appropriate legislation. Excuse me.
Mahalo.
Thank you.
Okay, we
Colleen.
got one more, last one. Auntie Calais, come to the mic.
Aloha, Kalei Salcedo. You know, for the when they go out to rent the e-bikes, they just go to that little machines. You know, what they need to do with the e-bikes, they also gotta add liability insurance before they take that e-bikes out. Because liability insurance, those people that's driving the cars has all their insurance to be on the road, okay? Their license, the license plates, the safety stickers. And those e-bikes hits them and damage caused to the, to the another vehicle. Why shouldn't the e-bike people be responsible if they cause the damage? So you folks need to think and find a way to have liability insurance if they're taking your e-bikes onto the roads. That's only right, because we got to get liability insurance for the vehicles. They should get liability. They're sharing the same roads. They should share the same responsibility on liability insurance. Mahalo.
Thank you, Auntie Calais.
Mahalo. I don't know. I have never seen e-bikes up for rent, you know, the way the Bicky bike is. So this is news to me, unless we're, you know, at stations. The Bicky is at stations, but I've never seen e-bikes at stations. But I do know that there are companies who rent the e-bikes. But if they're not required by law to have the insurance or proof of insurance for somebody renting an e-bike, there we go again. We're back up to, we need legislation to fix this.
Okay, thank you, Paula, for your time. Appreciate your presentation. Thank you so much.
Mahalo.
Moving on to 8.2, so tree initiative, planting more trees due to coconut rhinoceros beetles, the Department of Parks and Recreation, DPPR, Division of Urban Forestry, DUF, we have Roxanne Adams present.
Aloha mai kako. My name is Roxanne Adams. I'm with the Division of Urban Forestry, Department of Parks and Recreation. Thank you, board chair and board members, for allowing me to take some time from your evenings. I just wanted to share with you a few things, and your chair was wise enough to ask me for a few numbers around trees and tree maintenance here on the Wai'anae coast. We removed, due to CRB, in 2024, we removed 91 palms off the west coast. Then in 2025, the Department of Ag received some funds, and they came out to assist us. They inspected 445 coconut palms, and of that, recommended 33 be removed. So thus far, there's about 120, 130 palms that were removed from this side of the island. And that's from Maili Beach Park to Kea'au Beach Park. In that same time, we pruned 1,213 trees for safety and maintenance. Another question wisely asked by your board chair. But why I wanted to come here tonight was basically to talk about what we're going to do next. Since we removed 120, almost 130 palms, we are proposing to come back into your community, coming from Maili Beach Park to Kea'au, and start replanting. We don't have the resources to manage coconut rhinoceros beetle at this point, so we will not be planting coconuts back at this juncture. Once those people way above of me figure out how to combat CRB, we'll be back in your community to plant back coconut trees. In the meantime, we want to come back and plant shade trees. And we know y'all need shade. So what we're proposing is to come back and start from Maili Beach Park would be our first test site. Where we hope to put in anywhere from 50 to 100 trees into Maili Beach Park to really get some shade going, and then start to create some synergy around trees and shade in your community. More in the more recent future, we will be again celebrating the Mary's Arbor Day here on the west side of our island, and we will be at Pu'ohulu, where we're planting about 15 trees with community. And similar to Maili Community Park, where we planted 43 trees, we hope to have irrigation to support those trees so that we don't have to worry about them succumbing to drought conditions. And we hope to do that similarly with Maili Beach Park as well. So what I wanted to talk to you all tonight about was some of the kinds of trees that we're looking at. We don't want to come in to your community to tell you what your community should look like. What we would like to understand is what you want your community to look like. And we want to help you get there. So tonight I have a short presentation included with a handout as well. So you can take it home because it's a lot of names and faces of trees, and this will help you keep those in mind. So we're gonna talk a little bit about trees in Mackay Parks, and we want to start first off with my favorite group of plants, the Hawaiian heritage plants. Just so you understand, the reason why I love these plants is these are the plants that our ancestors took the time to bring over on the canoe because they were that important. To me, this is the jewels. These are the jewels that our ancestors left for us. Starting out with ko, what the Po'ehaole call Cordia subcordata. We know that it was used to make a very beautiful lei. These trees grow quite well. They're great park trees. They are having some problems in our parks right now due to drought conditions and a worm that's decimating them and eating their leaves. We can combat this worm with it's actually a biological control that you can actually drink, but it only harms the caterpillar that eats the coal. So it's kind of innocuous and safe. But we love coal. Coal is a medium-sized tree, grows pretty quickly, highly prized by our ancestors because of its wood. Next slide, please. Milo, another good one, does really well in your community. It can tolerate drought conditions. Again, very prized by our ancestors as a hardwood tree for making umeke and other tools and weapons. Next slide, please. Another one of my favorites, the hibiscus or tiliaceus, or what we call hau. There are two types that we grow in urban areas. The green hau, which is more of what we understand hau as and is more traditional. But you can see in this photo that it's not hau bush. Okay, we take the hau bush and we prune it up and we shape it to be a tree. So it stays pretty low, it gets really wide, it provides a lot of good shade, and it can tolerate salt, high winds, rain, you name it, it can handle it. One of our favorites. And then it has a cousin, the variegated form, much faster growing, much larger tree, has slightly more problems than the green one, probably because it's hapa. But but it's beautiful. It makes a great hedge. It makes a great tree. Same thing, prune it up. Next slide, please. Our state tree, kukui. We all know kukui. It will grow close to the ocean, but not right up against it. But we have seen it work in salty conditions. It'll be a stretch, but it would be nice if we could get it there. Different color leaves, different color texture. Really outstanding for lei making. Next slide. the hala or Pandanus tectorius found all over the Pacific basin. Very important culturally. We would love to plant this beachside. We know that CRB could attack it, and we've seen CRB living in it. But we think this is an important tree. We'd love to see it if we could plant it in conjunction with weavers, only because it has been decimated on Molokai and Maui by the hala thrip. Molokai and Maui no longer has hala, so their weavers are screaming. We'd love to see this on the coast. It'll grow better on the coast. The weavers like it better on the coast because the leaves are more pliable, and the insect is less likely to attack those plants on the coast. Next slide. Just as an aside, our park people do not like hala. Hence why we would really love to work with a group of weavers to harvest the leaves. Yeah, yeah, because it's prickly and it drops a lot of leaves. But the leaves are very useful, and it would be nice if we could work with community members to gather those leaves and support their craft. This is one of my favorites, this kamani. Yes, it has a lot of nuts. The nuts are used by crafters. The wood is highly prized. Would love to see more kamani growing in our parks, in small groves. And I believe we can talk our counterparts in parks maintenance to accept this tree should community want to sign this tree up. Next slide, please. Okay, so these are the native trees, my second favorite trees. Not because they're not Hawaiian enough, but just because my kupuna brought the other trees, so I figured they're more important. So these are native trees. There's only a few of them, but they're kind of cool. So this one right here, when I first met this tree, it did not have a Hawaiian name. We know that culturally, our people, if it was important, they named it many different things. And it had many different names. So I was a little bit kind of like, I don't know. But the tree is cool. It looks like dinosaur food. It's a medium-sized tree, has these beautiful long inflorescence that hang down, flowers that hang down, very beautiful. This would be a trial tree for us. We know that it grew as low as oceanside and sea level to low elevation dry forest. So we think it can handle here. I've seen it growing beachside at Lawai on Kauai. I think we can do it here. Again, small groves. They do tend to drop branches, but we'd really like to give this tree a try. And what better place than down here where I know you guys love trees. You just don't got enough of them.
Hey, Kalamai Roxanne, just want to let you know your 10 minutes is
Okay.
up, so we can.
Okay, we'll move this along quicker.
Okay, thank
Next
you.
slide. Willy Willy, you guys all know it. Dry forest, we're still trying to get seeds. It's made its way through the insects that were bugging it, and we want to introduce that back. Next slide. This is another native found coastally, especially in a point side, only found on Oahu, Sapindus oahuensis, otherwise known as Lona Mea. This is a Hawaiian soapberry, beautiful tree, shiny leaves, medium to large growing tree, one of the few larger native species. Next slide. Now the introduced ones, and we can go through these really fast because you guys know all these trees because they're around here and not all of them are cool, but they work, right? Beach heliotrope, tough as nails. Next slide. Sea grape, another one, tough, very tough tree. We do have problems with these trees in our parks because kids tend to like to throw the seeds into the toilets. But when I was a kid, this was food, so. Next slide. We just got to teach the keiki that they can eat that. Silver buttonwood, you guys have some of the most beautiful silver buttonwoods on the island in your beach parks. They do well here, easy to grow, tough as nails. They don't get too huge. The largest one I ever seen was 4 foot in diameter trunk, but it was only 35 feet tall. So they don't get super huge, but they can get wide, and they do provide a lot of shade. Next slide, please. Madagascar olive, tough. Very prolific fruiter, so there's lots of seeds. Looks a little bit like kamani, stays a lot smaller, but tough as nails and could definitely handle on your coastline. Next slide. False kamani, that was another food crop when I was a kid. When you're at the beach and you're hungry, you can eat this bugger. Nice tree. You probably all know it. Also called tropical almond. Next slide. One of my favorite larger trees, and I do believe, so the large trees are what holds the day. The large trees are what protects the aina. The large trees are what protects the shade. They're the ones that take the pollution out of the air. They hold the day. We don't have big shade trees, native shade trees. So this is the one that we've been reaching towards lately. You all are losing some of your larger trees in the parks, the Chinese banyans, and that's due to several different insects that are attacking it simultaneously. This one can handle, and this one could replace some of the Chinese banyans that you've lost. Next slide. I think this is the last slide coming up. Moreton Bay fig, another nice large tree, very large tree that could take up some space in your parks and be really cool places for baseball teams to meet under, football teams to meet under, large family events where you don't have to pop up too many tents because you got this big tree. Next slide. And last but not least, the monkey pod. It says Albizia. The name got changed back. It got pushed in together with the bad Albizia, and then now they separated it back out again. So it's in its own genus now. But monkey pod, it works fabulously along the coast. It provides a lot of shade. Well, right now we're working, the monkey pods that we're working with right now that are coming out of our tree farm are all part of a research project with Dr. Leonhardt over at the University of Hawaii to be seedless. This is its first round coming out into community. We did plant one at Kea'au. So that one hopefully will be seedless. But we're trying. The beans, yeah, the beans are really good livestock food. Anybody got any questions?
So for time constraint, can we take the Q&As offline so that we can move to community concerns? Because that's.
Okay.
Not saying your stuff not important, but if anyone has, because the contact information is on
It's
this
on there.
flyer at the bottom.
Yeah.
If you want to get involved or you have questions, then you can send an email.
I forgot them. Sorry. Let me look at
For the
my
board, I can send you guys her info and the information she sent to me. I'll forward it.
Okay. Thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate your time. So now we're on to community concerns. We're gonna limit this to 2 minutes, so please make sure you state your question or your concern. Did it die? You're on.
1, 2. Okay, there we go. Pikachu, Shelby Billionaire back here live. Thank you. So I want to thank you all for coming out here today. You know, we're actually, I feel like we're moving stuff forward very slow, despacito, not rapido, because tomorrow I'm going to the police commissioners meeting to get the real statistics. I'll be filming a live stream on Facebook. We also got city council meeting. If you guys don't know, the city council is raising the price of the bus. and I catch the city council Frank Fossey bus to save on gas, to save everyone in the economy. But what the heck is Tommy Waters ever doing raising the price of the bus? That means Handy Van, all of you guys, I'm not 100% disabled yet as a veteran, but once I do, I'm going to qualify for that bus pass for $20, and that's my solution to everyone, all of you. We also discussed in the minute 20 I got left, the solution to all of our housing crisis discussed by Peter Savio in the Republican tour in Eva Beach. Our rep Chris Morocco was right there, and he knows exactly. I want to make the solution short, is that you can modernize the DHHL leases. We can all complain to Kali Watson, who hasn't modernized the leases, because it's so archaic. It's not like Bishop Estate, meaning you don't get no equity, no cash flow, no appreciation, no depreciation. You treat like a leasee, a renter. But how come we don't get the power like the military, who can lease whatever they want for $1 a year, and the allodial title owners, the people supposed to inherit all these lands, don't get kukai? That doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm going to complain tomorrow at the city council to talk to them about Skull Adventures of Indiana Jones. I wish the Keeler family was still here before we run out of time. Bro, I feel like I got extra time, 30 seconds? Heck yeah, I want to milk this puppy chula as long as possible, because I want everyone else in the community to come say what they got to say. And I thank you for the 2 minutes, because sometimes they only get 1 minute. Police commission, you get 3 minutes. So I want to encourage all of you guys to complain to the police commissioners. You can do it online for free on the report. You can also complain to the city council, because they're talking about sewage fees. They're talking about the rail and other kukai property tax. It's very boring. You can see it all on Facebook. Watch us on live stream. And we put the Skull Adventures on YouTube for all of you who don't have Facebook. Chee-hoo! 2 minutes out.
Thank you. Anyone else in person? Community concern board?
Yeah, I get one quick concern. So as one of the presenters was bringing up about, oh no, it was with the bicycles, and with getting education out to the kids and whatnot. But I just had on thought, either for Chris or Representative Morocco or Senator Samantha, is there a way that you guys can put in legislation to DOE so that for the juniors and seniors in high school in all of Hawaii, to teach them to at least have a class on laws, policies, and whatnot, so that when they get out of high school, at least they know to really know how to really react once they become viable community members. You know what I mean? Like doing wheelies and doing all that. Just being responsible community members. So if there's a way that you folks can push some type of legislation into DOE, so that we can have these classes to implement to our young adults, our appeal, how to act when they come out of high school, because I don't think they have that in school. So if there's possibility, that's my concern. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair Jermaine Myers, Nanakuli Hawaiian Homestead Lessee. I just wanted to implore the board that she gave such a presentation, Roxanne gave a great presentation on what the city wants to do as far as planting these trees into our communities. I would hope that the board would take a position on supporting it, saying as a board that we support the two institutions, the city institutions that she represents, the forestry as well as the parks, that we would like them, that those native trees first and foremost to be in our community, but also the non-native trees that are drought resistant and very hardy. So I just would hope that the board would take a position, since she gave such a great presentation, but also to give a message back to the city. And I would hope Nanakuli would do the same. Mahalo.
We'll do that in October.
Aloha, Michael William Capolino Eli. What about that guy? The one up by Angels, the guy that was drilling? Well, he never come back over here yet? Huh? Yeah. And what, he's still drilling? Or, I mean, he not turning on his water yet? They come to the board?
He said he would come.
We'll go see what's the scoop with him. And then right up here, I don't know how the thing go, but I mean, these guys stay over there, just taking all the moss rocks and all that, and just keep on going up and up and up. How much they own, you know what I mean? Like if they own the land, what? I mean, private. I mean, they taking everything. I stay watching them every time I go up Wai'anae Valley. I just look, oh, they stay killing this river. It used to be on river. So wherever you on river, that's where the Kanakas was, you know what I mean? So must have stuff over there that nobody checking, you know what I mean? Cause that's on river. I know that's on river because they drill from Macau. The water not gonna come out the side because Macau is more higher, you know what I mean? So that's how the water supply did it. They drilled to the dike from the lower side, you know what I mean? And so this side no can leak out. The same thing like when you go by Kaniaki. That's why the thing no leak out over here at shit, what is that river? I forget the name of the river.
Kapuni.
And then we get some more. Wait. I forgot already. See? I forgot. Okay, Allah, God bless.
Thanks, Mikey.
Thank you. Anybody else? Come, Auntie
Aloha, Kalei Salcedo. First of all, I'd like to thank the board and hope the board will continue communicate because 96792 is the whole west side. Once again, I'm going to repeat myself from Kahina Point to Kai Point is 96792. The only separation we have is Wai'anae board, Nanakuli board. So continue the collaboration with the Nanakuli, which is our number one neighbor first. Then we're the number two neighbor on Kahina Point side. So that's this, collaboration is very important. And we also got to remember that we are here to listen to the committee. And when we have committee meetings, please make sure your notes is taken and listen throughout, not a one-sided. Listen to everybody, whoever you have the presentation on your committee. Also remember, listen to your residents and their concerns. That is what I want to remind them because we all are in the 96792. Mahalo.
Any other board members? Can I do online first and then?
And you can be faster. But about
Okay.
that Maho Farm guy, when he came, he said he's gonna have out of what they call that? Housing over there. Yeah. Affordable housing. They can take that out of here. You know what I mean? Why not give it to the wine homesteads? I don't know how much they give. The state gave the whole Keeley Drive and a little bit above by between Plantation. Right there, they're Plantation already got infrastructure. They already dig them. So all they gotta do is just build them. Yeah, they get the sewage system already. They did them undercoverly. I mean, they did them with nobody knowing, but I know they did them. You know what I mean? You know about the bridge? Right there, they dig them all right there. That's why they block them with rocks now. But they already dig them and put this the sewer pipe inside. So they're ready for build. But the door, they need that door. They need the funding. But we can try to see if we can make Hawaiian homestead better. Way better.
Okay, we have Johnny May Perry online. Go ahead, Johnny May.
Thank you, Chair. First concern is no rail in 96792. We need the Wai'anae Bus Transit Center to be built. The park presentation on the plants, hopefully it be discussed in committee. Also part of recycle water since since our water are being imported. And lastly, if you could, I don't know how many of you are aware, but the White House will be cutting Medicaid and SNAP. So I don't know how exactly that's going to impact our community, but it doesn't look good. So on that note, if you could invite Wai'anae Comp, the CEO, and to get their version how this bill will impact our residents. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Johnny May. We have Dana online. Dana, go ahead.
Hi, Dana Newman. Once again, a community concern is water and water moving from Mauka to Makai. And the reason is our shorelines are suffering from a lot of erosion, climate change, no water to kind of create balance in the ocean. The pH is off, killing off many of the resources in it's killing off the limo. You cannot find the shells that used to exist. And I don't know, as a community, who to hold responsible for ensuring that our natural resources become stable and thrive. This presentation on trees is a good one, and yes, I would suggest that we look at tree planting in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. Nope. Anybody else in person? Okie dokie. Great. Let's move on to elected official reports. I would like to take the agenda out of order. Does anyone oppose to the agenda being taken out of order so that the in-person elected officials can speak first and then agree? Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so first up, we're gonna do State Senator Samantha DeCourt.
Aloha, my Samantha DeCourt. Just wanted to first and foremost give my condolences to Board Member Peterson for the passing of her father. We are praying for you and your ohana, and we are happy to celebrate him at the end of the month. I just wanted to thank the community for attending my town hall I had on August 12th. It was a very productive time, and it was obvious that the community still is prioritizing crime. And so we are continuing to work with Major Mike Lambert, the Department of Law Enforcement, to make sure that on the state side, we are doing all that we can now. Department of Law Enforcement is a very new department and they are building. However, Director Lambert is doing a stellar job. So I believe that when he comes to the ledge next year and asks for more money to hire more staff and for more resources, I don't see him not getting that. So we do have plans here on the Wai'anae coast. We already have a pilot program due to Duke's Law that passed. So we'll be able to get more enforcements on ag crimes, but then also stricter penalties for repeat offenders, not to mention no trespassing signs on those agricultural properties too. It was brought up last month with regards to the sirens. I did contact Haima, so Administrator James Burrows. We have 3 sirens that are out right now. One right across from Princess Kahanu, the other by Lahi Lahi, and then the other at Kaena. I did receive a letter from Administrator Burrows that he is going to have those fixed by the beginning of November. So that will be fixed the beginning of November. Let me see. Okay. And then there was a question earlier with regards to the process of OEV findings, EV kupuna findings. So just so you know, as coastal erosion continues to happen, there's a lot that will continue to come up. So the process is to contact HPD and SHPD. And so just putting that in the process that those are the 2 people that need to show up. So yeah, so we can make sure to get that processed out. And then Board Member Vahilani, you had mentioned about the civics class for Department of Education. I don't want to give too much hope because the Department of Education is really lacking just overall. So, I mean, we're just trying to get the basics over here of like buses. And we've been really advocating for like financial literacy, and they're not even doing that. So I want to say that, yes, I'll pitch it, but DOE is like just failing on all levels. So for us to implement a new class right now, I think that would be a little bit difficult because they're having a hard time even managing the classes that they do have. But what I will say is to the parents out there and also the families that, you know, if we can also have that conversation with our children. I know we have lots of great programs like the Boys and Girls Club and a lot of great community leaders that are helping to teach our OPO these important fundamentals of life, that when they step into adulthood, that they would be ready. But yeah, I would say Department of Education, oh boy, I'll have Representative Muraoka share more about that, but but that's all I have for right now. So I'll take any questions. So thank you.
Any board members have any questions for Senator? How about in person? Come up to the microphone, please.
Aloha mai kako, Pikachu Shelby Billionaire back. Luckily, we have the senator. She's been on the listing tour with all the Republicans. I'm not a Republican. I'm not an elephant. I'm totally a Pikachu. I love Pokemon, just to be clear. But if you guys didn't know, as a nonpartisan and is independent, you will not make it on the ballot next year. So my concern, because we have such a powerful person next to us, she can write unlimited bills and has the power for the West Side, just like Brendan Alba and Kurt Favela. But I feel like we're not all getting along together. It's not like making a musubi with spam, teriyaki, sesame seed, and extra sauce with Japanese mayo. So what I would like to make a delicious meal all together with the lala, the cow, we can add some bronzino, add some other fish in there. For the vegetarians, you can just get the leaves. But Samantha can write unlimited bills. You know, I know Chris Moroka, he helped me co-author HB 483 to tackle on human trafficking and drug smuggling. If you guys didn't realize this, we do not get bills passed on Capitol Hill because they are a Republican. We know it's run by a Democrat state, but because of the Republican caucus package, to summarize the Republican listening tour, they took all the intel. There's about 4 to 5 main issues: cost of living, crime, which is homelessness, houselessness, murder, death, kill, that kind of stuff. The government reform, which includes Social Security and Medicare taxes, and the other one was traffic. So that comes in Hawaii Kai, Eva Beach, you know, in all the places. But we need to use Samantha's power as a senator, because we're already starting to draft bills now. Yes, the caucus package can put everything together for Honolulu, our 1 million population. But we'd like the neighborhood board, Kapuna Council, everyone to get over our differences, if we could, just for next year, to test it out as a sample
Pikachu,
pilot
what's your
program.
question, please? Can you state the
Oh,
question
yes.
for her? Thank you.
Could you please work with us so we could write unlimited bills to get everything we done and try it out? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Jareen Myers. I'm a Nanakuli of Mine Homestead lessee. To address about Senator, I know Pikachu was making it all up. This is we're not supposed to be on a party, right? And so Pikachu, can you please be careful when you come to the neighborhood board about talking party? Secondly, even though we've been a Democrat Senate, as far as our district had Democrat in the legislature, Senator Shimabukuro, we still had the DOE problems that still exist. Capital improvements have not been done, sirens haven't been working, et cetera, et cetera. So my question to Senator is, what could this board do and its committees do as far as resolutions, et cetera, to support the initiatives that the previous administration or senator did not do that we're hoping that can start getting done with this senator? Mahalo.
Great question.
Thank you for that question. I think community support is very important. So as example, when I introduced a bill or a reso, it wasn't even a bill, a reso to audit DHHL, I got very low support from the community. And that wasn't because there wasn't interest. Again, this is my first year, so I am learning how to really go through the process and mobilize the community. So I think that when I go forward with our efforts that are initiated by the community, that is followed by the community emailing the chairs of those committees, calling the chairs of those committees. It was evident through my town hall where we had over 300 people show up that the community is mobilized behind us as state representatives, myself, Representative Muraoka, and Representative Kila, that we are able to mobilize the community. So now that we have that draw, we've got to really activate next legislative session. So I missed it for my first session, but we are preparing early to do that. But I think definitely once we are able to get the word to those committee chairs to hear those bills, I don't think I'm going to have a problem passing anything through the Senate. It really is in the House that we're going to have to really be strategic and leverage how we collaborate with the House. And I'm talking about the my majority colleagues in the House. But yes, thank you for that question.
Go ahead.
Aloha, Senator. Your town hall, it was very informative, and I appreciate you coming out to the people in your community and serving us as you did, because you brought in your town hall very valuable officials there. You had OHA there. You had Department of Education there, Department of Agriculture Director. You had Hawaii Farms Bureau there. You have state law enforcement there. You had you had Representative Senator Tim Richards there from Kohala, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There was good mixed plate, but very informative. Any questions came up, it was answered. But I'm going to bring up attention as well, awareness, because Mayor Rick Blangiardi brought to attention on the Hawaiian News Now Midday News that he's worried about the Olympics that's coming in Los Angeles, and the people, one-way tickets is coming on board the flights to Hawaii. So he's making awareness, and he's doesn't understand why it's going to happen this way. But guess what? It's already been happening over the years. So what did they do, and how do we do a preventive of the one-way tickets that's flooding especially coming up to the west side? We don't need any more. We're over flooded. We don't even have a measurement. When our Nanakuli board, Jermaine Myers, asked a question to our appointed Senator Cross Crab to how many group living facilities we have in the 96792. He's supposed to bring back that answer. Nothing was provided to the Nanakuli board on that question alone. So awareness.
Okay, we have two online. So Johnny May Perry online. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Last month, as I recall, Senator, you mentioned briefly about Makua. When you went to DC, you spoke with the people up there about Makua. And the Governor Green was on Spotlight and mentioned that, well, to my knowledge, the one that can really have an impact about returning Makua to Hawaii, state of Hawaii, is either Pentagon or the Secretary. But Governor Josh Green mentioned that the military can do an eminent domain and take it back, whether we like it or not. And I believe that's true. So although I just don't want people to get false hopes that during your visit in Congress that this was going to happen. I just want to make our community aware that the military have the power of eminent domain. Thank you.
So I'll just say a brief comment on that. The Army is trying to retain the lease for Pohaku Loa. And so what they are going to end up doing through that negotiation is try to negotiate Makua. So Makua is still in the process. The Army has not had any use for Makua. Now, I'm not saying that they wouldn't try to leverage Makua to get Pohaku Loa, but the battle really is in Pohaku Loa. They're trying to retain the lease in Pohaku Loa. They do not need Makua. And just to be clear, the lands that are going to be returned back are state lands, and that's about close to 8,000 acres. So we're not talking about the entire Makua, we're talking about 8,000 acres. But that is the negotiation going on right now. So the battle is for Pohaku Loa. And I'm continuing to make sure that Makua gets returned to the people. So that's why I'm staying in close contact with them.
And then now we got Dina Newman online. Go ahead, Dina. And then
Aloha,
Auntie Calais is next, and then we're going to move on after Auntie Calais.
Aloha, Senator. Thank you for attending to the Iwi Kupuna that was on that Pokai. Yeah, your presence was felt. Getting back to the comments about um, the community feeling that crime is one of the biggest issues of our community. What type of social programs could be implemented besides sports for members of our community that could involve both children and families to help strengthen um, family interactions so that they are able to, avoid being unsupervised, youth being unsupervised within our community? And what specific programs have you seen that are currently offering opportunities for young people and their parents?
Yeah, so we have a lot of programs here on the Wai'anae Coast. What I want to caution is and this is what the state has been very popular to do, is create programs upon programs upon programs, funneling millions and millions of dollars into new programs. We have a very active community here of programs, whether that be through Ka'ala, whether that be through Nakamakai, whether that be through Boys and Girls Club or Team Bless or the sports programs that we have. We have lots of programs here. What we're finding is parents, obviously, they're at work and it's hard to manage their child, but the responsibility really has to as parents, we've got to really do what we can to monitor our kids. Now, we can't watch them everywhere they go, but we kind of can. I have my kids on maps. I know exactly where all three of my kids are right now. I know what time they come home. I get into their life. I get into the uncomfortable conversations because I know who they're hanging around with. And now, not all parents are capable of doing that, but that's where the parent really has to reach out to whatever program they feel that their child might be able to connect with. Maybe they don't like play football. Maybe they like being Aina. And this is where we're going to need the community to reach out to us to let us know, hey, my cousin, he's kind of hanging around with the wrong crowd. Maybe somebody can step in and help. This is where the community is going to be the most beneficial, to be able to say, like, just say, hey, my cousin needs help. Hey, my son needs help, or whatever the case may be. But as far as programs, I mean, we have it all down here. Unless there's something that I'm missing, but I pretty much tapped in on who does what over here. And I can honestly say that any child at any point can dip into a program right now. Whoever is running that program will take them and will help them. And there's a community behind them, not even to mention the churches that are involved as well. So, yeah.
Thank you
So
for that, Shin. Go ahead.
Is there just a community space that they go to that they can find the direction into those other organizations that will specifically work for that specific focus? Because most nonprofits are, governed by some sort of governing document.
Yeah, so there's no one site, but Wai'anae, the strength lies in the word of mouth. We know what's going on here in our community. We know which families need help, but it really is the family that is going to have to extend that that desire to help their child get connected, or their family member, or whatever the case may be, because Wai'anae is very strong when it comes to word of mouth. Coconut Wireless travels very far from tip to tip over here. So I would say that would be the best way.
Okay, thank you, Dina. Auntie Kalei, go ahead.
Aloha, Kalei Saucedo. First of all, I'd like to thank you, you're giving community hope, but everybody's looking for a solution. The solution lies within each individual. It's us. We see the kids do something, we need to address or talk to them. If they don't want to listen, you got to take the fruit of all for that child starts in a home. Now, if the root of that tree is pilau, the child is not going to have respect So we need to malama that root of that tree and show them what they doing or how they teach it is wrong. If we see that, then we need to malama that tree, reach out and give that tree love, because that tree could be suffering with something else, mental health, drug addiction, but the child will not come out. So we got to put ourselves in the child's position. They don't want to turn in their parents because they don't want to be separated by their parents. So that's one of the things I know for a fact. I have a lot of kids come out to me, but I tell them, they say, but you help the kupunas, so come you know help us. That's what the parents are there for. But we have a lot of nonprofit organizations for these kids out there. We need to educate the YMCA, watch and educate the kids. They don't have to be the bad person to be fitting in. They need to know. And the bullying in the school, that's what's one of the peer pressure. Because when you bring your kids up good and they're being bullied, or you better not tell your parents because we're going to come after you, we're going to mob you. So that's the problem. So the teachers is overwhelmed. They get run over by the kids. So the part is we need a stronger foundation, laws in the school, but we have laws already. But if nobody's going to implement the laws, it's always going to be on. It's going to be a recycle, violent recycle over and over. But it starts within our community. But my question to you, Senator, it's not easy for reach out to those that's still afraid.
Auntie Kale, can
How
you
can
get
we
to your
do
question?
what you feel and what can we do to put it out there to let parents know it's a right if they're going through some drug addiction, mental health, but do not drag your kids down with you and have something where the kids can come and keep it confidential. Give them healing.
Thank you. And I'll keep this brief so we can move on to Rep Muraoka. What I will say is that it's very important, as much as we love our family members and our kids, we cannot enable them. So if you know that your child is hanging around with the crowd and they're not making the best decisions, like you've got to either you got to turn them into HPD. You've got to let people know, monitor my kid. My kid is hanging around with the wrong crowd. This is where we go. It's so important nowadays where society is at. Kids are not fighting anymore. They're shooting now. So if you know that your child is hanging around with the bad crowd, like reach out to HPD, let them know, let me know, let the neighborhood board know, because it's important that we don't sugarcoat the situation. And then next thing you know, kids are getting murdered and all people are saying is, oh, well, they were really good kids. Okay, but were they really good kids, or do we have an opportunity to help these kids instead of enabling them and hiding them out? And then a board member, Bahilani, I just wanted to say also, if you do have maybe some OPIO that would like to come down to the state capitol, we can show them around. We're going to set that up next session as well. So I'll let the board know as well. So thank you so much, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Appreciate your time. Next up is Senator Rep Muraoka. Oh, you get on question. What? Oh, okay. Go ahead, Rep.
Oh, shucks. Okay, so good evening, everybody. But, before my 2 minutes start or my 3 minutes start, I just wanted to offer my condolences to Nani. I didn't know it, so very sorry to hear that. So we've been pretty busy in our office, I'm working with Kalei Young right now with the DHHL to remove all the brush around Lehoku and the surrounding houses. Hiko does a certain area, but there's more that hasn't been done. So we are actively working with Kalei Young. He's been super responsive about that. We're also doing the same thing, working with not only the city, but with the private owners for that areas surrounding Makaha Elementary School and those houses, for brush fires. Big shout out I want to set out to Director Ed Sniffen. Since February, I was trying to get trees up and down our coast, our Farrington Highway cut. I really believe that if we continue to let the trees block the light, crime gonna ferment underneath that. Yeah, so I wanted to thank that lady from the Urban Forestry. She was on the email, so I didn't come up and question her. Met with Haima. A lot of people are meeting with Haima. My office is taking a little bit different approach meeting with them. As you guys all know, I'm a community first person. I don't really believe in saving a state, saving other communities if I cannot fix my own. So we're doing a community first meeting with Haima based on families. Families out here, generational families, Kokoohu, Nani, a lot of other people sitting in this room. We know these valleys, these roads, these areas better than them. I'm including, I have a plan preparing, and we're gonna welcome all the community once the outline is done to where there is a emergency, the family is gonna take charge. And when Haima gets here, we're gonna just give them a report to them for their professional input. So we're working on that right now. Wanted to say I wasn't here last month. I apologize. I finally took a vacation with my family. But I want to mahalo Sanford Kama. During the tsunami, my wife was a little bit mad at me, but after I made sure my wife and daughters were safe, me and my two sons jumped in my flatbed truck. I jumped on a motorcycle. We went up and down the coast, taking people from the camps and the homeless, taking them to higher ground. Sanford Kama came in a snap of a call. I needed some help over here. He came, so I just big mahalo to Sanford. Again, with Ed Sniffen, we working, a lot of people mad at me, a lot of people love me. Depends on what side of the stake you at with that. I working with Ed Sniffen for the 3 valleys out here, getting speed bumps in the valleys to try and slow down a lot of our speedings. Participated in the HPD gun buyback at the police station we had a few weeks ago. Worked with Corporal Pagan on a couple of problematic areas. One of them is Glenmonger Street, right across Tamura's. Get one particular house working on their cars, blocking the road. People got to go around. They were very able to help us with that. The other problematic area was right behind McDonald's in Wai'anae, or fronting the church. There was a little homeless camp being set up. And the problem, we get plenty homeless. The problem in particular with that one that made it an emergency was they were right on the sidewalk, and there was this one lady in her scooter who had to go on the main road to get around. Corporal Pagan and the District 8 CPT, as always, amazing job where they came out and help. Ag crimes, everybody talking about ag crimes, get your signs up. If you need signs, see Uncle Austin, Auntie Calais, they have some signs. If they still have them, it's free, get them up, take picture, putting them up. It helps. Middle Park bathroom, proud to say, you guys heard several months ago, my name get thrown in the hat. So I'm gonna gladly take that. Me and Councilmember Tupola, we're working on that. Just got done with a meeting with Bob. I'm sorry, Bob, if you're watching, I forgot his last name, but he's a designer. So Middle Park, we're gonna be getting that bathroom, but hopefully by year's end, that bathroom, we plan on reopening it. Myself in my private capacity for my business, gonna do a lot of donation work. So if anybody in the community like come out and help, by all means, let's go. One thing I did hear Senator say, and man, I gotta applaud her, because if she can get that done, right on. And I'm gonna help her push it, because this is something I know that they lied to her. And man, they shouldn't be lying to our senator. They're not gonna fix our sirens. Because our sirens, a lot of them been broken for over 4 years, even longer. But there's a bigger concern on the sirens, yeah? With the recent threat, everybody in this room is at least 60, and I look around. So we all know that these sirens are originally tidal wave sirens. They only are along the coastline. Just recently, we started using them for emergency situations other than tidal waves. But that raises another problem that our state and our city does not want to address. Why are they not in the urban areas? They're only along the coastline. So when we get kupunas in the valleys, it's saying, I never hear a siren. It's not because the sirens wasn't going on. It's because they cannot hear the siren. No more sirens. So through my office, we reached out. We're trying to get some answers on that, see if we can get that. I think that's all my report. I want to address with the class of e-bikes. I am on a transportation committee with Chair Keela. Me and him have a really good working relationship. We talked about a couple of things that went by last time. Unfortunately, I don't know what kind of doctor vetoes a bill that could protect people. Not going to mention the doctor's name. I think we all know where I'm going. But with that, there are things that we can do. I don't know that we can make them pay insurance. I don't know if we can do that, but I do know that we can hold the people buying the bikes accountable. Yeah, we go back and forth about teenagers riding them. But how many teenagers you know get $5,000? You know what's happening is we buying the teenagers that because we absent in their lives. So we pacifying them. We trying to hush them up. When you buy these bikes, every bike has a serial number. And I learned through this past session that there's 3 classes. One is able to ride on the sidewalks, one should be on the park, and the one that is killing people, that one gets serial numbers. So when these things happen, we should identify the serial numbers and go after the purchaser. I'm gonna try and push a bill through with that with Rep. Keela that makes that serial number, every purchase of a bike should go to a mandatory training. Then if it doesn't happen if that thing happens again, we identify the serial number, who purchased it, and we need to hold somebody accountable. I don't believe in holding parents accountable all the time. I'm a parent. I'm sure a lot of us in here are parents. There's a big problem here in Hawaii. We cannot afford to live. Okay, we cannot afford to live. But that's creating one bad problem too, because now we absent trying to keep on roof over our head and food in our mouths, but now we're gonna buy these toys to try and keep our kids happy. We just got to get back to old school authoritative parenting. Yeah, stop being their friends and just be their parent. Sometimes being their parent not gonna make you liked, but you're not there to be liked. You're there to love your child, teach them the right way, and do what's right. So if they're mad at you, they'll get over it.
Yep.
And with that, I'll take any questions.
Board, any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you, Chris, for being here this evening. Earlier this evening, I asked Board of Water Supply if they could manage the motorcycles and the e-bikes that are trespassing across those 4,200 acres up there. But prior to that, and I believe you might have a relationship with the owners of the 660 acres that was purchased from Pacific Links in Makaha Valley. So my understanding is there's been a track built by these bikers on the old West Golf Course, and they ride in there. And I think some of them now have transgressed up into the valley. So maybe you could have that conversation with that private landowner to maybe curtail that type of activity, because that's all brushland right now.
Yeah.
And it butts right up against, as you know, Manuku Street, the elementary school. So if you're already working on that buffer between Makaha Elementary and that 25 acres, maybe you can have that conversation with the next landowner, which is, I don't know if it's HK or KH.
I'm not sure. Just to correct you, I don't have a relationship with the owners.
Oh, okay.
I have a friendship with the person who runs the restaurant.
Oh, maybe that can be a
You know,
connection.
but I do want to say they're not building, or they didn't build a track. 48 years old, been in Makaha since day one. That track was there since back in the day. It was called back trails. Mr. Endo no, right next door before was Manuku, was Cabbage Hill. So that track has always been there. Now, I'm not saying that's right, but I'm saying that that track has always been there, and I can see what I can do about. I've ridden there, and I'm not gonna chastise people who ride in there. I've done it, right? But that's why we're fighting for a legal track, place to do that. As far as the mountains, that we shouldn't be doing that. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one. We shouldn't be going into the mountains. There's a lot of stuff that we can do, and I will look into that as far as the trails expanding into the mountains.
So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any, you got one for Rep?
Mahalo, Chair. Jermaine Myers, Nanakuli Maili, Nanakuli Hawaiian Homestead, lessee. My question is, I'm making a point to the board. My question is to the board and to Rep. Muraoka. So my question to the board is, who is the chair of this public safety? And have you guys been monitoring the sirens? Because what he's bringing up, on August 6th, I had sent a text to Rep. Muraoka, because in my board, since 2023, when Lahaina fires, our community had come out to us and told us, specifically 2 sirens in Nanakuli Maili Neighborhood Board District, the one in Maili, near Catherine Kamara, and the one in Nanakuli, Princess Kahanu, not working, and wasn't working for over 2 years. took forever to get the, so only from the community telling us they had the problem that we tried to light a fire, and only Rep Tequila was the one who responded. Okay, so it got one fix, which is the Miley one. Princess Kahano, this is 2025, still not working. In your district, 6 sirens, consecutive sirens, not working. Was not working when I reached out to him August 6th, and wasn't working for over 2 years. So your previous representative and senator did not address these sirens. Starts from Mauna Lahi Lahi, which is the one that's nearest to Wai'anae High School, and goes all the way to Kaena Point. 6 sirens. There was none that's operating between Mauna Lahi Lahi and Kaena Point. Only now, when I looked at the map, 3, after addressing it with him, 3 out of the 6 got fixed, but the one at Mauna Lahi Lahi and Makaha still never get fixed. So it's still not operating in the one at Kaena Point. So my point to you is, this is something that has to be monitored to the committee because of the fact that it keeps getting dropped. Our community, again, we got to just be concerned about our community, not the whole state. Because if it keeps getting dropped off and it doesn't get addressed, when we get a wildfire, that is what was notified from Maili when they had the fire at Ahuna property. That's how they told them to evacuate. If there is a tidal wave or tsunami or anything, you guys didn't even get from Mauna Lahi Lahi all the way to Kaena. Nobody heard a siren. Nobody heard a siren.
Okay, what's
You
your
guys
question? 'Cause
recognize that you didn't hear a siren.
The
So I just wanted to ask Rep Muraoka to give an update, but also for the board to actually keep on it. Because nobody was doing it in the previous board as well. And so I'm hoping that Rep Muraoka can give more enlightenment about it.
Thank you.
So really quick to answer your question and to Jermaine, and you guys need information right here. This encyclopedia, she got them. But she is right. She brought that to my attention, and we reached out to John Vieira. And, you know, the sad reality is he said, yeah, we know, we're trying to work on them. And, you know, I'm not sure if any of you guys, I wish that Division of Urban Forestry lady was here because she can attest to it. When I send emails, I send local Wai'anae style emails. The first 3 or 4 I send very respectfully, but after that you're gonna get direct. And then when I get direct, I do use profanities and I CC everybody. And that's how I got the trees cut up and down. So I'm giving the respect to Mr. John that he's gonna get something done. We have another meeting, as you know, we're working on this plan. So at his next meeting, hopefully, it's definitely before our next neighborhood board, so I'll give an update then as well. Yes.
Okay, we only
just
get
wanted to
11
ask him-
minutes now, so we gotta be respectful because there's other legislators that need to speak.
Okay, Chair, thank you. But the Mauna Lahi Lahi one and the Makaha one, you guys have a lot of residents that are in that district. So it needs to be sensitive that the high school didn't get alerted, all the Makaha Surfside didn't get alerted, and all of the valley, Makaha Valley didn't get alerted. Everybody that lives in there, including Makaha L. So I just wanted to make it sensitive to this board, to you, Chair, as well as the committee members, and then to understand that it's true this legislator that is going to try to get it solved, because the previous ones didn't get it solved. We know from Nanakuli that we got ignored, even though we brought it to state Haima, went to our state representative and senator, but nothing got done. So I just wanted you to be hyper alert that you guys should check the Haima map every month like I do to see that it's still not, et cetera, et cetera.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Hello, I'm Austin Salcedo. I'd like to, we got to give a round of applause to our new senator and new representative, especially Representative Muraoka. He's taking a strong advocate, especially for the tsunami. He was up, I called him up during the tsunami warning, and he was up there in the valley trying to straighten out the people up there because we have no emergency area for all the ones on the low, the shorelines and as well. So he was up there because he lived on the lower side. He went up there in the valley on Kilikili Drive and Makaha Valley Road up there, organizing people at the East Course and trying to situate everybody. But you see how important over here, how we have the Nanakuli board, a member, came on our capacity, merging with our neighborhood boards in the order of Manao. You gotta be sure together. We should connect our committees together. That's my requisition to these boards. We in the 96792, a recommendation to merge our committees together and appreciate the housing not being put on the Nanakuli Neighborhood Board on the same third Tuesday. I appreciate that because we need to collaborate with the Nanakuli Board because their manao is tremendous. This is an example of the manao that we have in the Nanakuli Board. And our senator, she attends a Nanakuli Board. So we need to merge together as one, whether the schedule's dates is not favorable, but somehow work it in you guys' schedule so we share the same manao in the committees and bring it up in separate if you have to. But come together, please. But thank you again, Representative Moroka. Appreciate your help and your dedication to the community. Thank you.
Thank you. We don't have anybody online, so Mr. Endo, go ahead.
So Chris, more than fixing the sirens, maybe the state can put out a public service announcement educating Kupuna on how to put the app.
So
because most people in my area got the alert on the phone before the sirens and all. And then the nice thing about the phone, a lot of people don't know what the different sounds mean. But you get it on the phone, it tells you exactly what the emergency is. So somehow we got to educate people to program their phone to get the alert. Because you'll get it faster and more alerts, updates than listening for the siren. But my main thing, you don't have to answer. I understand that our governor has written a bunch of emergency proclamations. I'm just wondering, how does those things work? So if somehow you can let us know how many he wrote, I'm just wondering, does funding come with those when he writes those things? And if it does, what happens with the funding when the emergency doesn't happen?
So real quick, I'll try to get that real quick, all three of your questions. Number one, I don't know how much he wrote, but I know all the ones he wrote is probably baloney. Number two, nobody knows the amount of money that comes with them. The Republican caucus this year introduced a fiscal notes bill that got immediately shut down. Didn't even get a hearing. That fiscal notes would tell us how much every law costs to enact. Every new bill would come with a price. And to touch on your kupuna, we're already doing that. I can work with you afterwards through my office. We work with a nonprofit called Tech Savvy Teens. It's really awesome. I'm super happy to announce it. We've been already doing it. It takes teenagers, 8, 9, and 10 grade that go to this program. They get taught how to use their computers, AI, and then they get a $50 per hour stipend to teach kupuna. And it's already been working. We've already had 2 classes. It's right here in Wai'anae. Reach out to my office for more information. We want to spread the awareness to the kupuna while using our youth. It's Tech Savvy Teens. I had it at one of my talk stories. A lot of you guys who attended may know that, but that's exactly what we're talking about. We're teaching the kupunas how to use their phones, biggest one for the kupunas that we're learning is how to avoid fraud. A lot of kupuna getting fraud, because they're on the phone, they don't understand, they think everything good, they respond. So we are working with that through Wendy and her program. It's called Tech Savvy Teens. It kind of just captures both ends of the spectrum. Having the students teach the kupuna and their relationship when they're working. Us middle-aged people, we kind of know everything. Yeah, we think everything we do is right.
Rep,
But when
we
you
get 4 minutes because we still get 2 more reps that got to talk.
Okay, I'll end with that, but we are working on that. Anybody who needs any more information, reach out. My next talk story, everybody knows I do a monthly talk story. Next one is September 19th. It was September 12th, but we're not going to interrupt in home of the Sea Riders. They're playing at home, so we're going to move them 1 week. September 19th, okay? Division 1, leading, baby, Sea Riders.
Thank you, Rep. Auntie Colette, can you take that one off Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. Next one is Councilwoman Tupola.
Hi, aloha chair, aloha board members. Thank you so much for tonight. And want to give a shout out to Chair Wai'anae for being out there with me at Lahi Lahi. It was pretty tough out there. I want to thank Malama Rising for all of their volunteerism over the years. We will be coming out again. We were able to do one side, but there's much more to do. I also want to thank Rep. Muraoka. All of the words that everyone said tonight are true. I mean, half the things I'm doing out there, I wouldn't be able to do it without him. He donated 3 wheelbarrows, which I used the entire time, so thank you. I also want to thank Rise for the work that they did cleaning up at sewers. We were able to provide them with a bin, partner with them on something important so that we can keep our coast clean. Tomorrow we have full council. As you guys know, we're year round, so we're constantly moving bills and resolutions. Tomorrow I have various that are going to be passing or getting to second or third reading. So I have one about the selection of the chief of police. I also have one about the audit of the HESD and CORE. I do have a revolving fund bill as well as a pound master bill for the recovery of animals. So if you want to come and attend, tomorrow the meeting will start at 10 a.m. And I am honoring a Wai'anae teacher, Leah Aken, for the years of service that she's given. There are many good educators that are doing such good work in our DOE programs, and we want to honor them. And lastly, board member Dana did mention about programs. Rep. Keela and I are working on funding many youth programs that we're missing in geographic areas and for specific types. So we'll email you some of those plans. I love the questions you guys have. And if you have any questions, please just go ahead and reach out to Kika, call my office. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Appreciate your time. And now we have Mayor's Rep. Go ahead, Mayor's Rep.
Hello, everybody. This is Dawn from Mayor's Rep. So I have a couple of questions that came out a couple of meetings ago. One was the question about DHHL permitting, that they would do their own permitting. And actually, I spoke to Polly Watson about this, and they've actually asked us to help with their permitting. So that's a change in the direction of what they're doing. So we're working with them, and we're hoping that our AI can help with some of the single family single family projects that will come in for building permits. And then I have a question about HPD cultural training. There was a question whether the actual curriculum documents can be provided to the board. HPD said that their curriculum will be provided after a physical copy of the subpoena is received. Thank you for your understanding. And then lastly, I have a question about illegal dumping. Can the trash dumped along Ho'opuhi Street be removed? ENV reports that on August 11th, the refuse inspector conducted a site inspection at that street and verified there was a violation of Chapter 42 ROH. So this violation was issued to the property owner, and a follow-up inspection was conducted on August 20th. EMV confirmed the violation was corrected. Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna move on with the announcements. If anybody has questions for the Mayor's Rep, if you can fill out the half sheet in the back there. So announcements. So Rep. Keela, his town hall for the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, that one is scheduled September 25th, 5 to 8 p.m. And it's gonna be only at the Community Learning Center at Maili. It will no longer be online with Olelo. I got that email from Auntie Chris. And then Aloha Animal Outreach Spay and Neuter is Saturday, September 13th at 8 o'clock, no longer at the Boat Harbor. It's gonna be at Westside Pet Supply Parking Lot 87-728 Farrington Highway. Excuse me. And then we have committee meetings that's already been set up. We have Education, Health, and Safety, going to be Monday, September 8th, 6:30 at Wai'anae Assembly of God in Makaha. Parks and Rec Ocean Safety Committee, Thursday, September 11 at 6:30 at here in the back, Wai'anae District Park Craft Room. Then Housing and Homeless Committee, Friday, September 5th, this Friday, 6 p.m. at HCAP. And then Kalailua Partners sent an email. It's KPLP is holding a community outreach meeting only webinar format. And that one is, my gosh, that one is going to be Monday, September 22nd via Zoom, 6 p.m. It's Kalailua Partners LP. And then another one, Rep Keela's Town Hall, that was rescheduled due to the fire, that DOT with Ed Sniffen, is September 10th, Wednesday, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Nana Cooley Public Library. And that's it for now, and meeting is adjourned.